T minus 5 minutes until the one of, God, I already can't speak. Until one of the most glorious days of the NFL season or off season. It's almost time for the NFL draft, folks. Are we ready? How are we feeling? Are our loins tingling? We feeling good? We better be. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I'm here. I'm ready to rock. I'm excited, and I'll be honest, if there isn't some chaos in this draft, I'm going to be mildly to moderately to extremely disappointed, because all I've been seeing for the past, 12 hours really, is every team is willing to trade up, every team is willing to trade down, and nothing's happened up to this point. And that this is the first year in a bajillion years that every team has had their actual first-round pick, which either means there's going to be a lot of chaos, or it's actually going to be the least eventful first round of a draft that we've ever seen. So I don't know which way it's going to go, but we will see. How's everybody doing? How you feeling? How you think your teams are going to do? Are they going to piss you off? Are they going to make you happy? I'm sitting here and I feel like, as a Patriots fan, I've seen everyone else kind of in this top little part of the draft be rumored to be moving around, and we're doing all this stuff, and the Patriots are kind of just sitting here like, we're taking our linemen. We're chilling. Campbell's chicken noodle soup. Possibilities, baby. Will Campbell is coming to New England. So I'm happy. That's what I want. Like, would I be upset if we ended up with an Ashton Genty? Obviously not, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm good. I'm chilling, and I got the draft up next to me, and I'm so ready to go. I'm so ready to go. Oh, what do we got in the chat here, folks? I saw somebody ask if Pat was joining. Pat will be joining for the Raiders pick. I'm not going to have him on for the entire show because Pat is not seasoned enough to do a 4-hour show. I think he would pass out and die from exhaustion. But I do obviously want to get his reaction to the Raiders pick, whether they get Genty or not. Oh, God, if anybody has questions in the chat, happy to answer them. But otherwise, just going to be, obviously commenting on all the picks as they go. I'll also be consolidating this stream, if you will, into a shorter, YouTube video after the fact, just my reactions to every pick, just so people don't have to sift through a 4-hour stream, after that. But, hey. Anybody subscribing, popping in for the first time, thank you guys very much. Thank you. HFE says, please not Shador. HFE, who are you a fan of? Who are you a fan of that you're saying, please not Shador? Ape says, Bran, how much you weigh? I'm going to go gym and doing hip thrusts. That's a lot of things. Currently weighing in about 177 or so, but that's because I came back from a vacation, put on a couple pounds over there in Vegas. I normally run about 173, 174. Brand, do Vikings go Super Bowl if they get Starks? I don't know that Starks is the difference between Super Bowl or not. Red with $5 said, I'm going to have to watch the top 5, mute for an hour and work, watch my Texans take a lineman that will hopefully have less than 50 false starts and go to bed. Yeah, man, the Texans, what they're doing with the line is very interesting, because obviously their line was terrible, and then they got rid of, their only good lineman, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. All right, let's watch this draft intro really quick. Brand for NFL commission. I am honored. Let's see. GP says, if we draft Jackson Dart, then George Pickens will win Offensive Player of the Year. Okay. If you say so. Ben Schwarmer, number 1. Ben Schwarmer's getting drafted. No doubt getting drafted. Let's see. If the Chargers don't get an offensive weapon, I'm going to cry. Yeah, Saz, I think they're going to get one. I do. I would be a little surprised because, currently it's Ladd McConkey and whatever Will Dissly does or doesn't do, Let's see. How many people we got in here right now? How many people are vibing here in the old chat? I can't see because I'm dumb and don't have the actual YouTube thing up. 1.1K in here, folks. Welcome. This is your first time joining me live. Happy to have you. We did this last year, and it was my first ever YouTube stream. And we had like 1.4 thousand people concurrent in here, which was ridiculous. And the fact we're already near that number again is once again ridiculous. So thank you guys for showing up, showing out. I'm excited to just react to whatever is going to happen here. Tennessee, baby, on the clock. Don't mind me and my Chick-fil-A and my plastic straw. Who's your number 2 team, Bram? Axolotl, it's probably the Lions, and that's not just because they're recently good. I actually have gone to a few Lions games back when they were, I mean, they were bad, but they had Matt Stafford. My dad was a Lions fan, is a Lions fan, so he kind of bred me to like them and have some goodwill toward them. So, yeah, I would say Lions are my second team. Alex with $1.99 said Kenbrell Tompkins. Dudes love just sitting around naming old receivers, don't they? Let's see. Did I miss a chat here? Am I confused? What is this? What does this say? Oh, Bucko with 5 says, Happy draft day, Brand. It's 1 a.m., so I might not last much longer, but hopefully I'll see the top 5. Is it going to be entertaining or a bust? I think it's going to be entertaining. I do. I'm not going to get my hopes up too much for the chaos that keeps getting teased, but I'm hopeful that it'll be a good time. Who's your number 1 team? I mean, what side are we at? We're over here. Patriots. I grew up blessed. No longer blessed as far as the NFL goes, but I grew up very blessed. What's your worst fear that the Patriots might do in the draft? I'm not really that fearful. I don't think they're going to do anything that dumb. I guess just like trading back and not getting enough assets, because honestly, there's not much they could do at number 4 that I'd be like super upset by. Neon with 5 says, I wonder which Pro Bowler Buffalo will get in the 5th round. Also, I'm from the zone of good pizza in the U.S. too. I haven't been to Pepe's in forever. Yeah, man, don't waste, as the great John Rothstein says, do not waste calories on pizza outside of the Eastern time zone, and he could not be more correct. I still do because I live in the Midwest. I don't know, the West. I'm in Denver, and I love pizza, so I do still waste calories on it. But that's because I live here. We are moving back next year though, and I cannot wait just for the pizza alone. Claire with $9.99 said, I was lucky enough to attend each day of last year's draft in my hometown. That's awesome. That's awesome. And P.S. Go Lions. Love that. Love that. I do want to see the Lions get one. I do. They need to win a Super Bowl before this window closes. Hopefully it's not closed just because Ben's gone. Let's see what the Dallas Jerry Joneses do tonight. True, Brian. Thank you for the 5, man. Joshua with $4.99. Does Dallas need a receiver or a D lineman more? I kind of think I'm leaning receiver, but I don't know if that's just because I like skill positions and I'm a dirty little skill position slut. But they do need somebody alongside CD, I feel like. I know, like, Brandon Cooks was doing a lot of heavy lifting. He's gone. I don't think they like Jalen Tolbert to be that guy. Kevontae Turpin is a special teamer. I mean, good gadget guy, but, like, he's even being paid like a special teamer. So, I don't know. I would go receiver if there's a good one available. Jack with, let's see. Yeah, Jack with $5 said top 5 prediction: Ward, Carter, Hunter, Campbell, Genty. Agree or disagree? Love from Mass. Hey, thank you, man. You're from near my homeland. I disagree. I think it's gonna go Ward, Hunter, Carter, Campbell, Genty. But you're damn close. Why is Goodell on the bike? He thought this would get him not booed, didn't he? Coming out on the bike? Yeah, not gonna work, bud. Not gonna work. Boo! Dawn, thank you for the 5. Sorry if I miss any of your chats, guys. There's a lot coming in. Thank you, Ben, for all the great content. By the way, Bo Nix is better than Brady. No, Ben, but thank you for the donation. I appreciate you. Zombie with $1.99 said, love the vids, man. What are your thoughts on the Eagles? I think the Eagles are going to repeat, low-key. Oh, Lil Wayne's on the stage. Nice. Nice. Neon with $2 said, I gotta know, have you had a Dr. Brown's before? I do not know what that is. I do not know what that is. And your message got 4 likes, and I'm concerned because I don't know what that is. Let me make sure I don't miss any super chat. Oh, Goodell, yeah, loving the booze. Javier with $2. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. $1.7. What's up, guys? How we doing? If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We're almost at 600,000 subscribers. If we get 600,000 subscribers in this stream. Like, if we get it today, I don't know, I'll get naked or something. I won't do that. That'll get me banned, and then there's no point in having all the subscribers. But I will maybe do a little dance for it. Eric with $5 said, "Do you think the Bengals will actually get a good defense from this draft?" I mean, not from just this draft, but I think they'll draft defense. Yeah. Bucko with 5. There's talk of Cousins being traded. Does it happen, or will he be a backup for Penix? Also, will the Saints draft a quarterback with? I know you meant Carr injured. I think the Saints will draft a quarterback. I don't think they're going to spend a premium pick on one. And will Cousins, I think Cousins is probably just going to be the backup for now, man. I don't know anybody that wants him. I don't know anybody that wants Mr. Achilles, man, you know? Try to get this camera the right way here. All right, Goodell kicking off stream officially. Is that James Jones on the stage? Few surprises. What is this, a WWE? Sarah said, "Who should the Bears take, and who should they take?" Same question twice. I mean, the Bears, spill soda on myself. The Bears' ideal pick is Genty, I think. Introducing all the Packer legends. It is James Jones. I knew it. I knew it. Who do you want your Pats to draft? Linemen. Linemen. Because Drake May is going to die if we don't draft linemen. Detroit made Benjamin said, "Thoughts on WrestleMania?" I went and it was awesome. WrestleMania was great. Sorry, hold on. I'm listening to Clay Matthews. Clay got off the phone with Donald Trump. I don't think Trump said that, but who knows? I thought WrestleMania was good. I've ranked all the Manias that I've been to, and I've been to every one since 34. And I had this one as the third best Mania I've gone to. I thought it was really good. There was obviously some places that could have been better. Night one had a lot of throwaway matches, but it was still, I had a ton of fun. Got me a new title belt. You guys can probably see it right there. That's the old school undisputed title from like, I don't know, 01 to like 05 or 6 maybe they had it. Let's go. Draft getting popping. Getting started. Let's go. All right, draft's officially open. Titans, get the fuck out there because we know who you're taking. So let's chop chop. I understand when every other team like takes their time because you're basically just using the entire clock to see if you get a good offer for your pick, right? But like with the first pick, the Titans are not moving off this. They're not moving off Ward. No point. No point in waiting. Dawn with 5 said, "Dolphins are my number one team. I grew up with my dad being a Bears fan. When Tua wins me a Super Bowl, I'm getting a Tua tattoo." I love that, except I don't think that's going to happen. Dr. Brown's Black Cherry is the best pizza ever. Also, pick a duo all in their prime. Kuechly and Palomalu or Richard Sherman and Aaron Donald. I'll take Donald and Sherman. Just because I think Donald's probably the best player out of all those. So give me the best one overall. Odin with $10 said, "Hope Pat's recovery is going well." I think it is going well. I haven't heard anything about it, so I'm assuming he's good. Do you think the Eagles trade up this draft, and if so, why? I don't. I don't think they have a need to. I mean, obviously, they'll look around because, it's due diligence to see if you can get good value on moving up, but I don't think there's a need for them to. Best soda, not pizza. Got you. Oh, wow. Wow, the Giants offer their first this year and next year to move up for Cam Ward. That's interesting because the Giants are probably going to be pretty awful next year, and that's another really high first-round pick. So they must... Man, Titans love them some Cam Ward then. All right. My friend BB is watching her first NFL draft with me here at Penn State. Give her a shout out. What's up, BB? Hey, enjoy the NFL draft. It's Christmas for us. It's Christmas for us football fans. Honestly, more exciting than the Super Bowl, to be quite honest, because the Super Bowl, really only two fan bases are like super invested, every fan base is invested for the NFL draft because this is the future right here. We are getting it popping. What's the deal with Goodell? Is he booed for being commissioner or is he a prick? A little bit of both. Goodell's overall like fine as a commissioner, I guess, but he's not a super well-liked guy, put it that way. All right, 7:24 left on the clock here. Knight with 5 said, my football teams are weird. Root for Bama in college as my OG picked the Jets to root for as an underdog. Now I go to Auburn. Yeah, that's always a funny one, right? When you grow up rooting for like one regional team and then you end up at a different one. That like almost happened to me because I was pretty strongly considering going to Syracuse at one point. And the only reason I didn't was just because I really didn't want to go that far from home. And that's not even that far. It's like 4 hours from my hometown. But I was not yet ready to like fully leave my hometown, so like I went to UConn, which was only an hour away, so I felt comfortable. It was like getting away but not fully getting away, but like yeah, I would have had the same thing, like going to kind of a rival school from what I grew up with, and I don't know how I would have been as a person if that ended up happening. That would have been weird. Chad with 1999, thank you, bro, said, who would be your favorite pick for the Steelers at pick 21? How about this? Jalen Milroe. How about that? I think Jalen Milroe would thrive with Mike Tomlin in a system where he's got good weapons around him. I do. I think they could get the best out of him. He's got a lot of work to do as a passer, but I think that run tool he has is a rare trait, and I would not be surprised to see him go above Shedeur. Travis Hunter should be number 1. Get your QB next year. See, it's easy to say that, but like, there's no guarantee the Titans are up at number 1 next year. And if they find them, like, the Titans could be really bad next year and still end up at like number 5 or number 6, you know? So like, I think you got to take the quarterback when you have a chance. At least if they believe in him. Like, and it seems that they believe in Cam Ward. King Kong, I think the Pats are going to get Will Campbell. Will Campbell at number 4. Pull up my own stream and mute it. Is there a way to put your guys' messages up on here? No, let me see. No, okay, that's only I was curious. That's only a StreamYard thing that I could put your messages up on the screen. That's all right. I just keep reading them. I keep reading them. NFL comparison: Patrick Mahomes for Cam Ward. What could go wrong? Vapor Demon 999 said, my teams are weird. I got South Carolina for college and the Patriots is my NFL. Yeah, look, man, I don't team shame unless you're a fan of literally all the best teams in every sport at once. Because, like, everybody's got their reasons. My teams are all over the place. I'm a Patriots, Yankees, Nuggets, and UConn fan. Like, the only thing people could say bad about me is that they've all won titles in my lifetime, but they've also all won them very spread apart. And I've been a fan of these teams all since I was in, like, 5th grade. So it is what it is. It happens, you know? Lord Big said, do you think the Patriots go another lineman like another Josh Connolly round 2 or go wide receiver like Jaden Higgins? I would like to see a receiver in round 2, but honestly, either way is fine. Our line is so bad, man. I looked at our line yesterday, and it was like Vidarian Lowe is our left tackle. Our left guard, I don't even remember who it is. Our center's Garrett Bradbury. Like, right side of our line's pretty good. Left side's pretty awful. Besides Shedeur, who do you think will be the biggest draft prospect fall? I don't know, man. This draft, they keep saying it's going to be unpredictable. So, give me Tet McMillan. I'll say Tet McMillan. And watch, he's going to go like 5th. So, Front said Colts trade into top 10 for Ward. Book it. Hey, maybe. Imagine if this wasn't Cam Ward. Imagine. That would be the right chaos to start this out. Rolling Tide Pod is a great username. I'm a Bama fan because of the elephant mascot. Valid. As valid as anything, to be honest. I think I can move my Here comes Raj. All right. Is it Cam Ward? I would really hope so. Not getting booed enough for his liking. Dork. Okay. So imagine they're just like, they take Tyler Shuck, Louisville. Now, I think that's the right call for the Titans. I've said it all along. You need to get your high-end quarterback prospect when you can, because again, you don't know when you're going to be back at the top of the draft, and you're hoping that it's not anytime soon. Like, this whole being bad and tanking situation is not a long-term plan. No team is like, yeah, we want to be bad for the next 2 or 3 years. Oh wait, we have a trade. The Browns are trading out. The Jags traded up to 2. Wow. Wow. Whoa. James Gladstone making moves. Okay, I love this. I love this. Stake your claim, James. I love this. All right, finishing up my thoughts on Cam Ward. You got to get the quarterback when you can get him. If they're sitting here at 4, 5, or 6 next year and they're still bad, like that's just, you put yourself in a bad spot. I think if they do believe Cam Ward is a higher end prospect than any of the other quarterbacks in this class, and they do believe he has the potential to be that guy, you have to get him, because you don't know what next year's quarterback class is going to look like. You can't keep pushing it into the future. So I like this pick for the Titans. You got to give your fan base something to root for. Will Levis is hot doggy doo-doo. You cannot put them through another season of watching that dude. Meanwhile, the Browns trading out of number 2 is crazy. Okay, so we think this is going to be Travis Hunter. The Browns, that's good. That's good value for... Is that good value? How do we feel about that, chat? How do we feel about the Browns trading out for multiple firsts? Because I feel like the Jags... I don't know. I mean, I've said this every year. I feel like the Jags have a good chance to not be awful next year, especially if they do take Hunter. With Liam Cohen in there, a new GM in there. And so that future first next year could very well end up being in like the late teens or the 20s. Like, do we think they should have just stuck with Hunter there? Or... I don't know, man. If I'm a Browns fan, I don't know that I'm happy. I don't know that I'm happy with this. But now I'm also like, where's Genty going? Could Genty go to the Browns? Because the Browns need a back, right? Because they didn't sign anyone major in free agency, right? Because obviously Chubb's still a free agent and he's cooked anyway. I think they only have Jerome Ford. Man. We're firing right now. Do you think Hunter will be a wide receiver or a cornerback? I think he's going to play a lot of receiver on the Jags. The Jags dumped like all their receivers, so I think he's going to play a lot of receiver. HFE said worth it if they take the guy they can't tackle. We talk about Genty. Yeah. Titans aren't... Oh, thank you for Titans not being on the clock. Yes, I forgot about the logos that I have here. You right. Oh, no, the Browns aren't even on the clock either. Oh, no. I'm throwing. Jags are on the clock. I am going to need to be reminded to do that all day. All right, let me... I gotta update my draft picks thing, too. Tennessee, Cam Ward. And then, I also have to change the draft order. Jacksonville goes to 2. Cleveland goes to 5. Whoa, random with 100 what? I don't know what that is, but that seems like a lot. Thank you, man. So my teams are weird. I'm a Swedish guy. My teams are Oregon in football, Purdue in basketball, 2 different colleges. It's nuts. Lions in the NFL, Nuggets and Grizzlies in the NBA, and Phillies in the MLB. That is quite the grouping, man. That is quite the grouping. Genty deaf to Raiders now. Browns got a big package and can still get their QB. Yeah, you think the Browns take a QB at 5? They could. I got too much headroom here. Here's what Schefter's saying. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. So Shefty's saying, so I didn't realize the Browns got the Jags second round pick this year. So he's basically saying the Browns have that another early second now in addition to their own where they could get a quarterback, or they could wait till next year because now they have 2 firsts to try to grab their quarterback. So a couple different spots that a quarterback could go. Travis Hunter's mom's looking awfully antsy here. They're not exactly hiding what's going on here. Dante, what's up, man? Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You guys are also probably going to be a little ahead of me with your streams because, I don't know, I think my connection is run by a hamster wheel out here, so. This is interesting. Bro, Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter, that's nuts. That's sick. That's really cool. Oh, my buddy's calling me. See what my group chat's saying about the everything. Trade, Jags, holy shit, things are happening. Yeah. All right, here's the Jags pick officially. Oh, enough with the... I'm sure this is very inspiring. Walter Payton, Man of the Year. I know. It's very nice. Wonderful. It's awesome. Great job. Give me the pick. Yay, Eric Armstead. Now what's the pick? Oh my god, Eric. Duval! I wanted to add that into the stream. I forgot. No! I think I can still add it. Hold on. Wait. I have this file somewhere. I know I do. I don't know. I'll forget it. I'm gonna go offline somehow. All right, here we go. Jags. Uh-huh. In the 20, 20. There goes Trav. All right. Wide receiver was said first for Travis Hunter. Just want to let that be known. That means nothing, but let it be known. All right, get Travis Hunter's name in here. Travis Hunter pick. That's an incredible swing for the Jags, making that kind of move. I feel like they gave up a lot, man, but this could very well be the best player in the entire class. He looks so happy. How can you not be happy for Travis Hunter? He's such a jolly fella. I love the pink jacket too. I'm very excited to see what the Jags look like. Liam Cohen with a toolbox now of Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter. This is also, like, for fantasy purposes, I feel like about as nice of a spot as you could end up with him, because they got rid of so many receivers. Like, he's gonna play a lot. Hold on, let me remind myself what I know their depth chart at receiver. It's like Parker Washington after Brian Thomas. That's it. Oh, and Diami Brown and Gabe Davis. Yeah. No, this is a great pick. And I mean, the Browns, credit to the Browns. They made them give up a decent amount for him, but like, this could be, I feel like if anybody's going to regret this move, it's going to be the Browns if Hunter becomes like this super duper all pro, but they got a lot of assets. So I can't really fault it too hard either way, honestly. Ren said, do not get tempted to draft Trevor Lawrence. I saw that look in your eyes. No. I won't be tempted to draft Trevor Lawrence in fantasy. No, don't worry about that. Well, maybe. No, I'm kidding. All right. Now on the clock, we have the New York Giants. Oh, I got to get the Jags logo out. Go away. All right. Got the Giants at 3rd overall. Now let's see. Jags expected to play their first-round draft pick, Travis Hunter, on offense and defense. They will onboard him by giving him a heavy dose of the wide receiver position while still playing him at his more natural position on defense. So that is from Adam Schefter on X just now. So Jags, Travis Hunter. Love it. Love it. I'm glad that he doesn't have to rot in Cleveland. I know, Jacksonville is its own rotting destination in a way, but I feel like Cleveland is kind of the ultimate rotting destination. Giants are about to pick a punter. Sanders will fall out of the first round. He isn't good. If his dad wasn't Deion, no one would be talking about him. I think the truth to that falls somewhere in the middle. Like, I don't think Shedeur ever deserved to get, like, top 3 pick hype. But I also don't think he's some absolute scrub that, like, if it wasn't for Deion, wouldn't be on anyone's radar. I don't think that's true. Watch New York just say, take Shedeur McDaddy issues. All right. The Cleveland Browns attempted to call the Tennessee Titans regarding Cam Ward. Okay, so everybody, a lot of teams wanted Cam Ward, which I find, that's interesting to me. That teams were willing to possibly give up a haul to go up and get Cam Ward. Multiple teams. If the Giants don't pick Abdul Carter, do you think the Pats take him? Yeah, I do. But I think the Giants are going to take him, so. Any new subscribers in here? Thank you, guys. Welcome to the Bench Mob. Happy to have you. I stream like this sometimes, but we also stream every Tuesday for our podcast brand coverage. Myself and my buddy Pat, who will be joining us in a few minutes here before the Raiders pick. If you want to catch us live in the future. Hi, Gary. What's up? I know, we're lit. There's a lot going on. Invite FaZe Rug. You want me to invite? I don't know FaZe Rug. What do you think? The Broncos will do at 20. I want Henderson or Egbuka, but what do you think? I think the Browns will take a back if they sit where they are, running back specifically. King Dylan with 10 said, just calling this now, and you can quote me on this. Eagles trade up to where the Vikings are and pick Walter Nolan from Ole Miss. I mean, would that be surprising at all that the Eagles end up taking one of the best defensive players in the draft? No. I really want to see the Pats take Shedeur. Man, no. Absolutely not. What's wrong with you? Huh? Been subbed since 100K. I appreciate you, Primetime. I appreciate you very much. All right. New York Giants. This is, not that this is where the draft starts, but like, the first 2 players, at least, that were picked, I think were very much expected. The Giants, not that there's a huge question of who they're taking. Like, I don't think they're going to take a quarterback, but, like, I don't know. Let's find out. Here comes Goodell. Y'all sleeping on the pod. Good advice, bad jokes. True. All right, Giants. Abdul Carter. Okay. Again, what we expected. Now we'll see if they trade Thibodeau. The rumor was Thibodeau traded to somebody for the Giants to get back into the first. So been sub since 50? No, can't be. Can't be. Why, if you have a picture of you and FaZe Rug and FaZe Clan in every one of your reaction videos? I'm not in that picture. I don't know why you guys thought I was in that picture. No, that was an old thing of FaZe that I had on my wall because I just thought it was cool that they were on Sports Illustrated, so I had like a thing made of it. But I was not in that picture. I do not know anybody from FaZe. Abdul Carter to the Giants. I mean, best player available. Seemed like the clear pick for a while. Very shiny chain. Very shiny chain. I think this is probably the right move for the Giants. They just got to get them a quarterback at some other point in this draft, probably. Otherwise, their GM and head coach are going to be in a tough spot with Russ and Jameis. So, and Tommy DeVito. All right. We've got the New England Patriots on the clock, baby. Let's not do the dumb thing. Can Pats trade back and get that Jags package? I mean, I wouldn't be upset. The Browns moved back 3 spots and got lots of things, so. Travis Hunter has had 0 conversations with the Jags since the Combine. I love that. I love when that happens in the draft. Bucko with 5 said, who's the player who had the most draft hype but never lived up to it? Trevor Lawrence for me. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is definitely up there just because he's been so on the cusp of being really good. Like, I feel like it's almost more annoying when you do that versus just completely flaming out like a guy like, you know, Jamarcus Russell did. But I would say Jamarcus Russell. High Tide. Chill with the spam. High Tide. I see you. Who do I think the Browns are taking? Man. I'll say Genty. I don't know. I'll say Genty at 5. Or they might trade back out again. Greg with 199 said, you know what's about to happen, right, Brand? I do not. I don't like the ominous tone. Anxious for the Patriots. Let's go. And to think Joe Milton's the reason we haven't picked already. Rude. Disrespectful, even. There's Demario Dougie. Bring back Ben Schwarmer. Ben Schwarmer suffered a career-ending injury. However, I have it on good authority that Ben Schwarmer has a brother who conveniently gains college eligibility beginning with CFB 26. So, stay tuned. Oh, update the Giants pick at the bottom. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna my attention span was so bad with this last year, and now I also committed to changing the on the clock thing. I am gonna be a disaster, but we will push through. We will try our best. Thank you, though, for the reminder. Pat should draft Shador. Can you? Enough. Shiloh Sanders at 4th overall to the Pats. I mean, they'd almost be stupid not to take him, you know? Everyone knows that the Sanderses are clearly the best players in the draft. Anthony Quesapadilla with 199 said, trade Drake May for a third rounder and draft Shador. I mean, you should be our GM, truthfully. But you can't be, because I'm going to bury you underneath a desolate highway somewhere if you ever say something like that again. Adam with 999 said, Brand, Eagles fan here. Don't you remember 2017? Fly, Eagles, fly. Love your videos, man. Laugh every time. Skip that on Perna for you. Let's go. Hey, man, I love Perna. If you're tuning into either of us, I consider that a win. And yes, I do remember 2017. And no, I don't like being reminded of it. Greg with 499 said, as an Eagles fan who no longer dislikes Tom Brady, he's quite funny. Cleveland is going to whiff, and he is going to turn their pick into a Hall of Famer somehow. I mean, I hope so. Dante, you texted me. The Cleveland Browns are taking calls for number 5. Jesus, they are just trying to do something, man. Oh, you need to mod me because I'm lost in the heat here. I don't know. Add as I can add you as a mod. Dante's been here long. Dante's been here long time. There you go. Dante, moderator. Brian with 5 said, Brand, higher on Tet or Golden. Wouldn't mind having either one opposite of Lamb. I like Tet a little more. I just kind of feel like the hype has been more with Golden lately. George Pickens is winning Offensive Player of the Year. Bite me? Okay. I'm going to need to remember to bring in Pat here shortly. Let's see. Miss any chat? Super chats. No, like I'm good. Think I'm good. Nice. Love the vids. Let's go Giants. Hey, thank you, Rye. But no, I hate the Giants. So no going of the Giants. None. Who do you think the Patriots are drafting? Will Campbell. Campbell's chicken noodle. Please draft him. Don't care that he has short arms. I just want the guy that's good and won't get Drake May killed every Sunday. I'm launching my music career soon, guys. Buy my mixtape. All right. Let's go. Back from commercial. Oh, boy. Pick is in. Give me the T-Rex man. Right now. It's the T-Rex man. Yeah! Let's go. Man, his arms are short. Jeez, buddy, the green tux is a choice with the T-Rex comparisons, but nonetheless, I'm excited. I'm very excited. We needed to shore up this line, man. You could do anything else you want on the team. It doesn't matter if your line falls apart, half a second after the ball is snapped. I think he's got a chip on his shoulder because of the short arms thing, but this is a lineman that has dominated the SEC for years. I think he's got the right attitude, the right mindset to be a Patriots staple here on this line for a long time. All right, let me try to get Pat in here. Let's see. Let's go. All right. Let's see. Pat's going to be on the other side of this in a moment. If I do this right. I don't know why. Doesn't seem to be working. Hold on. Make sure I can get Pat in here. See if the Browns actually make their pick here. As a Pats fan, I hope we take 7 tackles. I feel. Browns trade back for more first-round picks. They might. They might. Willie! Love seeing the Patriots jersey with the Campbell on it. I'm so in. I'm so in. Bucko with 5 said, have a good draft night, Brandon, and the rest of the chat got uni in the morning, so going to bed. Hey, have a good night, man. Thank you for being such a loyal and consistent viewer and follower. I appreciate you. Did you know that Le'Veon Bell also made terrible music? He has a song called You Won't with the line, and they'll never find you, which aged, oh dear, troublesome. Technical difficulties, folks, trying to get Pat in here. Yeah, this has been a very chalky start to the draft, which isn't a bad thing, but the Browns pick is in. Okay, so I guess they're not trading back. Is this going to be Genty? We want Pat. I'm working on it. Will is so Southern. That logo speaks for itself. I love him. I love Will Campbell. I love Will Campbell. Don't be Genty, please. I don't know why I can't get Pat in here. It seems to be being a little problema. All right, here, let me go back to this screen for a second. Here's the Browns pick, and we are not on the clock. Who we got, Cleveland? Mason Graham. I mean, my mock draft is perfect as far as the order of the players so far. It's just not any of the right teams. Well, we may get Raider Genty after all. Not gonna lie, I hate that pick. Pat is texting me because he's very excited about the possibility of Raider Genty coming on right now. Who's the biggest sleeper in the draft? Bayshul Tootin. I am banging the Bayshul Tootin drum. We're rooting and tooting over here. Panthers fan said, thoughts on Panthers wide receiver or Bryce or D-line? I would go D. I would go D for them. Longtime viewer, but don't chat much. Been watching the pod since day one. Hearing you and Pat name random NFL players always makes my week. Love your stuff. Hey, thank you, Squeaky. I appreciate you. All right. Pat says he's here again, but I don't know how to get him in here. If I'm being totally honest, I'm trying real hard. I'm trying so hard. It said, like, I pull up the stupid collab cam and it's just not showing him. I don't understand. I don't understand. What if I do this? Yeah, I don't know. This ain't working. I'm trying to get Pat in, but I don't think it's gonna happen. It is, for some reason, being very difficult. Oh, Pat thinks he may have figured something out himself. As we anxiously await the Raiders pick. El with $4.99 said, I think I'm your only follower from Luxembourg, but love watching your content. Keeps me updated and saves me having to stay up at ungodly times. Thanks. Hey, I appreciate you, man. That's so cool. Always hearing from people that like are from places that, quite frankly, I forget exist. So. Go back to here real quick. Thoughts on Mason Graham, just to get them out. It fits my mock draft, so I'm happy with that. As far as what the Browns are doing, I don't really know that does a lot for them. So I don't know, man. It's going to be a longer term thing to see if that was worth it for the Browns or not, because giving up Travis Hunter to take Mason Graham is interesting. And there goes Genty. And there goes Ashton Genty to the Las Vegas Raiders. They are going to run that man so much, he is going to yarf. I'm excited, though, because, like, you know Pete Carroll loves him some running backs. For fantasy football, this man becomes incredibly intriguing. Only Raheem Mostert and Sincere McCormick in the backfield with him. They'll get some touches. Those guys, as much as I've been making fun of them for the last, 2 months, those are not bad backs as depth backs, but like this is a guy that they're going to let cook quite a bit, I think. All right, let's see one more time if I can bring Pat in. Let's see. Still see nothing. Hopefully get Pat's reaction in here shortly. Where are we taking Genty in fantasy, folks? Axolotl said, Brand, who is going to get killed more, Stroud or May? At this rate, Stroud. The Patriots drafted a lineman. A high-end lineman at that. Las Vegas Raiders still sounds weird. Fair. Can you make a video about the best fantasy football picks for next season? I'm trying to win my league. KFC, that is like the entirety of what our podcast is about. So just start tuning into the podcast. I mean, as soon as this week. Brand, bring back Dad. I'm trying, man. We got techie difficulties, all right? Couple of techie difficulties. I'm trying. Trying to go to the collab cam, and it just, you know, sometimes it just don't work. It don't work the way we want things to work. Pat has passed out from yelling so much, probably. Dennis with $2, 2027 player owner Aaron Rodgers for the Saints. That sounds horrific for everyone involved. Oh, good. Comparing Ashton Genty to Emmitt Smith. I see no problems there. Bow, bow. Sorry, I'm just dancing to the NFL music. Jets going Kelvin Banks. Maybe. So far, nothing super, like, shocking so far. I mean, I guess the Browns-Jags trade, I wouldn't call that shocking, though. That was just more of a, you know, something happened to live up to all this hype that we've had. But none of the player picks have been that crazy. Pretty sure my mock draft, still perfect as far as the players. Again, the players. That's all that matters. Because that's, I say so. The Yets are on the clock. Oh, I haven't been updating my players. That's okay. We'll get through these as, you know, as we do. New England, Will Campbell. Cleveland, Mason Graham. And the Las Vegas Raiders, Ashton Jenkins. If I do that any more times, I'm probably going to pass out. I don't think Genty will be good. He's really small and doesn't have the pop to make up for it. I'm avoiding Genty in fantasy. I mean, they said the same things about Maurice Jones-Drew, man. And he's faster than Maurice Jones-Drew. So I disagree. I just had... Oh, that's so weird. Okay. Interesting. I'm playing around with Streamlabs here. I thought I had updated the Jets thing, but now I updated the Jets thing. And all the players. Bello Revolta said, Brand, I'm a huge fan of your videos, but never watched you live. So much more entertaining than mainstream sports media. Love it. And go Pats. Hey, thank you very much. I try to be more entertaining than mainstream sports media, because mainstream sports media is kind of going down the shitter. So I think this is maybe the future of sports media, to be completely honest with you. Not me specifically. God, my ego would have to be on the moon for that to be the case. But just YouTube and stuff in general, I think is kind of the way things are going. Remy with 199 said, bad feeling my Saints are going to reach for a QB. Maybe. I don't think so, though. I really don't. All right, Jets on the clock. I really want the Jets to do something stupid. That's kind of where I'm at. Genty played in the Mountain West. Yeah, I don't know why people use that as like a disqualifier, like he can't be good just because he played in a lower conference. Do you think every good player in the NFL is from like elite conferences? Like, yeah, most are, but this is why we have exceptions. It's for guys like Ashton Genty, who finished second in the Heisman race and who was really good, against power conference teams too. So please just call Pat. I could just call Pat. That's fair. That'll be the backup plan if Doofus can't find his way in. Minutes after drafting edge rusher Abdul Carter, Giants GM Joe Shane said his team is picking up Kayvon Thibodeau's fifth-year contract option. Okay. Interesting. I remember Tyreek Hill was in the Sun Belt or whatever conference it was. Yeah, it's, like a lot of players, man. Like, it's obviously a generally good rule to not, you know, have overconfidence in guys from smaller schools, but it's not like a disqualifier by any stretch of the imagination. Want the Jets to mess this pick up? Me too. Hi. How's it going? My fiance's here. She's just off camera. Just saying hello. And dying, apparently. If the Pats were to trade back into the end of round 1, who would you like to see them target? A wide receiver at that point. I would love that. Is it safe to say that Twitch is retired? Kinda. Yeah, I don't see myself streaming on Twitch for a while. It's just not really... Maybe once I start streaming CFB 26, I might multi-stream. But for this, like, I looked back at how this stream did on Twitch last year, and it was just like... It wasn't worth doing the dual platform thing. It made more sense to just focus here. All right, Jets are making their pick. Chalk draft, or chalk to the mock draft. Again, Armand Membu to the Jets. This has been too predictable. I don't like it. I don't like it. We're setting up for something messy. Are you a hockey fan? I am not a hockey fan. I did not grow up with hockey, unfortunately. Huh? God, yeah. Yeah, it might be. I don't know. I mean, there was a cool trade at least, but Lexi just said his March midness rubbing off on the NFL draft just with the boringness of it. Kinda. And that trade was cool, but it also just ended up making the draft go chalk because it made the players I thought were going to get taken in those spots get taken in those spots. So, I don't know. I think that's a good pick for the Jets, though. I mean, again, I haven't really had to explain what I think about these picks so far because they have almost all gone according to plan, and so I defended them when I made my mock draft. Like, Armand Membu to the Jets makes sense. They need a lineman. You know, they need to give Justin Fields as much time as he can get to make things happen, and I think it's smart. I wouldn't have been upset if the Patriots took Membu. I wanted Will Campbell over him, so I'm glad at the way things played out, but, like, I think this is the right pick for the Jets. I'm still waiting for someone to do something unexpected. Anything. Let's see. No Jets. Panthers. And update the names. New York Jets. Armand Membu. I want another trade, personally. Me, personally, I would like to see another trade. Brand, how do you go back and forth changing shirts, making a bunch of scripts on your YouTube shorts? I put a lot of shirts on the floor to where I've been planning to have the character stand, and I record all those parts individually and then edit them together. The Browns sold. Is marching band a sport? No. And that's not to disrespect. I won't ever disrespect, like, anything that's competitive and takes time and effort to master. But we need to be honest about what a sport is. So, no, definitely not. Take one look at the marching bands in the stands of, like, basketball games or football games and tell me those are athletes. They're very talented at what they're doing, but tell me they're athletes, and I'll tell you you're a liar. What trade would you like to see? What do we got coming up? I would like to see the Patriots trade up to this pick. How about that? All right, let me check for Pat one more time because this is just not wanting to function. Yeah, no. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I am just going to call Pat, and we're going to get his take. Let me ring my podcast co-host here. Pat's gonna leave me on herd after all this too. How rude. Pat, what are your thoughts on the Raiders getting Ashton Jeanty?
Well, my first thought is whatever this is called, Streamlabs, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm fucking pissed because I got so close. I had to download the whole Streamlabs app, and it says I don't have a camera enabled. Yeah, everything is good except I don't have a camera.
Yeah. It takes some tweaking. The thing about StreamYard, which for those watching is what Pat and I use for our podcast, it's much simpler, but because it's much simpler, I don't like using it for something like this because I like having a bunch of special effects and the rolling thing at the bottom and all these things that pop in and out. But for the podcast, we don't need all these bells and whistles, so it's able to work a lot smoother. But yeah, Pat had sorry, he had a rough time trying to get in. I figured phone call was just easier.
That's okay. I mean, I guess what matters the most is that the Raiders, OMG, Streamlabs is so easy. Well, you know what? Palm Tree Media. I don't need this. Oh yeah, someone said Discord too. Discord's always a good idea.
Listen, these are all great solutions. They are useless at this point because I'm not going to midstream figure out how to use Discord. But we could do that in the future.
Boomer, unk. I'll tell you, I have no idea what now it's saying I need to have an account for 24 hours before I can stream. Maybe that's the issue.
I sent it to I did a test of my own phone as the second camera earlier today without being signed into anything, and it worked. So I have no idea. Maybe
I'll try it on my phone, see what happens.
Don't do that. I would say just give it the fuck up and give me your thoughts on Jeanty beyond just woo. How are we feeling? Because it was touch and go when the Browns traded up to 5. I thought there was a chance they would take him.
See, that's the thing, there was a lot of relief because I feel like if Jacksonville had stayed put at 5, and they definitely would have taken him.
Yeah.
So there was some relief, but there was also, that fear that the Browns could do that, but they have so many needs, like we've talked about on the Brand Coverage podcast, streaming live every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. We talk about that, but. And then there was all this talk about Graham falling as well. So yeah. I didn't know if he would kind of be the pick there, but the top 5 kind of went exactly the way we thought it would.
It went very chalk, yeah, just to different teams.
Tet McMillan.
I know. I was going to let you finish your thought, but Tet McMillan taken by the Carolina Panthers. I mean, it's hot. Interesting. It's interesting, especially because I believe they talked about, Dave Canales talked about how they already kind of have this big-bodied X receiver. They're like, yeah, Legette's going to be that for us. But now they're like, how about another one? 2 is better than 1, I guess.
Another one.
So I don't know. I mean, I like that pick. But yeah, Pat, congrats on Jeanty, and I assume you will be taking him 5th overall in fantasy now. So I can now.
I'll take him as high as humanly possible.
All right. Well, have a great night, pal. I'm going to get back to it here, and I'm sorry Streamlabs fucking blows.
Apologies for inconveniencing the chat.
Oh, no. I inconvenienced myself. I knew this was a risk that it might not work, so whatever. It is what it is.
That's
but
right. Well, I know I'm by far the most in-demand famous participant you'll have on this stream the rest of the night, so I know chat must be devastated.
Well,
they can't see my bald-ass face.
You are the only guest I plan to have on this stream, so you are technically the most famous one.
So I fucking blew it. I really blew it.
You fucking...
I'll figure this out by the 30th pick, and then I'm gonna. If I figure it out at any point, I'm coming in. I don't care if you want me or not. I'm coming.
Perfect. And if you don't, you're fired.
I'm
gonna come. All right. Good night.
You guys are getting paid for this? All right, good night.
And that'll do it for Pat. All right, Tet McMillan to the Panthers is interesting. I don't know, man. That's a kind of an odd fit, I feel like. Is he not the same? He's not the same as Xavier Legette, but same archetype, sort of. He just yelled at the Panthers logo. That seems aggressive, Mr. Tet. I'll be honest, I wanted him to go to the Buccaneers just so they had 2 McMillan wide receivers, and neither of them were Mike Evans or Chris Godwin. I'll update who's on the clock here in a second, but yeah, how are we feeling about Tet to the Panthers? Bryce is just, maybe this is just because Bryce is short and he just needs the 2 tallest motherfuckers he can have as his receivers because they're the only ones he can actually see over the offensive line when he drops back. That's my only thought on the matter. C-Dub with 499 said, breakdancing is an Olympic sport. Why not team-based instrumental choreography? Breakdancing involves a little more movement, I would say. Also just entirely off track. I love it. All right, get the Panthers off and get the Saints on the clock. Foosball fan had a question. Do you have any advice for... I think I know what you meant here, but you said, do you have any advice for small adult content creators? Do you just mean because you are an adult and you're starting as a content creator, or are you creating adult content? Because my advice would be very different. Mainly because if it was that you're making adult content, I don't really have advice. But if you are just a small content creator who happens to be an adult, do a little bit for it every day. I'm assuming, obviously, if you're a smaller creator, it's probably not your full-time job. You're probably trying to work it around having a full-time job, which I was blessed enough to kind of be given the COVID timeline of being able to beef up my following and everything, during COVID while I was still employed but not having to work all that much. But I did start doing this, when I was working at ESPN still full-time. So I would say just dedicate a little bit of time to it every day, constantly be thinking about it, and just try to find something that makes you unique, makes you different, and makes people want to keep coming back to your channel over somebody else's, because that you got to stand out this day and age. And also leverage TikTok, leverage YouTube Shorts, leverage the short form stuff, because if your stuff is good, people will eventually find it. He clearly means midget prawn. Yeah. No, I really hope not. Patriots sign Aaron Rodgers. Jeffrey, stop wishing ill on me and my team. I won't have it. I won't have it. Do you think the Patriots are going to trade back into the first round? Not really. No. Oh, I got to get Tet's name on my player board here. I know how to spell it without help. Teteroa McMillan. There we go. Do you love or hate the Vikings? I am very neutral on the Vikings, Axolotl. I do not have strong thoughts on the Vikings. Jimmy said, how did you go to ESPN? Because I want to work for ESPN. I majored in sports. Well, not sports. I majored in journalism and communications in college. If you're a journalism major or a comm major, realistically, you should be a double major in something else, because neither one is hard enough to be its own major. So double, just to be more well-rounded, and then get try to get internships and experience just doing anything sports related, like work with sports teams at school. Try to get some kind of internship related to sports, even if it's just a small team locally. They just want to see you have experience with it. Here's the Saints pick. Saints take Kelvin Banks. All right, so no quarterback for the Saints, which I'm not shocked at all. I think this is a good pick for them. They just need to slowly but surely start to address the weaknesses they have, because their weaknesses are up and down the roster. I said it before, I do not think Shedeur Sanders or any other quarterback really does a lot for this team right now. So the Saints are a team where you can kind of take the approach of try to wait on the quarterback, because they're not picking that high this year, so it's not like, we never know when we're going to be picking as high as 9 again. It's not that premium of a pick. Man, that baby just puked. We got a puking baby after Kelvin Banks got picked. That baby, I hope that's not an omen. Yikes. So I think the Saints are in a spot where they can get a quarterback probably next year. They'll probably take a shot on one later in this draft too. But, for now, just plug some of these holes, man. They gotta take a kind of more of a long-term approach here. It's going to be a multi-year rebuild for the Saints. Just is what it is. Mr. Buffalo, why would I want to answer your question? That sounds way more entertaining for you to eat a ghost pepper on stream. Truthfully. Alex says Tet is Carolina's "we didn't get T" consolation prize. Kinda, yeah. Neon with 5 said, if I made a March Madness style bracket for NFL what if scenarios, what are some that you think should be on it? The Nola no call is obvious. What if scenarios? I mean, the number 1 seed is probably like, what if the Tuck rule just didn't happen? Or what if Drew Bledsoe never got hurt? That's probably the biggest one. Because Drew Bledsoe getting hurt is what unleashed the beast of Tom Brady. Like, he might have popped up anyway. He might have taken over eventually anyway. I think Bill Belichick has even said as much. Like, it was just a matter of time. But you never know. Tet was supposed to be a Cowboys guy. Also calling COVID a blessing is crazy. I mean, yeah, COVID's not a blessing for a lot of reasons. But it was a blessing in terms of having time to work on a passion while still being paid for my full-time job that they weren't making me do anything. So, Aaron with 2 said, should Philly trade up for Malachi Starks? Go Pats. I think the Phillies just stand pat, man. Don't give up assets. They're in a position where they don't have to. What's the plan for Dallas if Golden and Burden are gone? They won't both be gone. And I don't even think Burden's going in the first round, but they won't both be gone. What is this announcement? Schedule release news? When is it? Why does everyone that gets on stage, why are they all allergic to getting to the point? Oh my God. Ladies, the point. Arrive at it. Oh, my scripted. May 14th for the schedule release. Yay! Yay! I actually do. I do a stream for that pretty much every year because I react to all the schedule release videos. So that is good to know. But also, why did they take so long to say it? Brand, who is your next back off the board? I think Hampton. Okay, now who are the Bears picking? Multi-stream that, bro? Maybe. Is Nick Chubb cooked? I fear Nick Chubb is cooked. Ryan said, I love your channel, Brand. I just hope that you notice me so you know that I subscribed. I notice you, man, and I appreciate you. Mr. Buffalo. The Bills will get Emeka Egbuka. How about that? Does that satisfy you? You think Desmond Watson goes undrafted? I'll be honest, I am unfamiliar with Desmond Watson. All right, who the Bears picking? And why is it Tyler Warren? You are in our thoughts and prayers. Goodell can't speak. Seriously, RIP to this guy though. He was also a contributor in my other passion, World of Wrestling. So RIP. I did enable slow mode, by the way, because some people like to spam, and truthfully, you don't need to send more than one message every 10 seconds. If you think you do, take a breath and a pill, and both ideally. Do the Bears draft Ashton Genty? Well, that would be kind of tough, considering Ashton Genty is in fact a Las Vegas Raider. All right, Bears. Who is it? Colston Loveland. Wow. Okay, so the first tight end off the board is not Tyler Warren. Interesting. I have seen that floated around. Granted, I feel like I've seen every possibility floated around over the last couple days, but I feel like I saw that pick up a little bit more lately, the idea of him being the first tight end off the board instead of Warren. Man, the Bears are going to live in 12 personnel with those double tight ends, because Cole Kmet and the number 10 overall pick in the draft, neither one's going to come off the field. That's interesting. Which also makes like Rome Odunze and DJ Moore even more interesting fantasy picks, because they're not coming off the field either, and they won't have another receiver on the field to take targets from them. So there's a lot of implications behind that one for fantasy football specifically. Warren falls to the Seahawks, question mark? Maybe. Based on what the other guy said about March Madness, what if the NFL had a March Madness style playoff and every team was in the playoffs and your record determined your seeding in your division? That'd be awful. And March Madness works for college basketball because even though it's such a big tournament, it's still only 1/5 of the teams in the sport make it. You cannot put every team in the NFL in the playoffs. The regular season would be the most meaningless thing of all time. Can't do it. All right, let me get the names on here. New Orleans took Kelvin Banks. And the Bears took Colston Loveland. And now the Niners are on the clock. I bet the Niners take Tyler Warren. And then George Kittle cries. Those are my thoughts. Falcons are going to draft Shedeur Sanders. I don't think so. Can you help me find my dad, please? Have you checked under the fridge? I would look there first. Huh? At the milk store, yes. He's just getting cigarettes. Either way, just know that the reason he's gone is your fault. Brand, just saying, if Shedeur went to the Patriots, will you scream? It's just not realistic. They're not going to trade back into the first to get a backup quarterback. I will not entertain your falsehoods. I will not do it. What do you think about the Bucs? I like the Bucs. I mean, they're always fun to watch. Their offense is explosive as shit, with Baker just chucking to Mike Evans. Our Lord and Savior Bucky Irving leading the backfield. What made you a Patriots fan? I was born in the land of New England. That's pretty much it. I was born in Connecticut, so yeah. They're the only team that technically actually represents the state I was born. So obviously, got to be a fan. Can you check under your fridge? No. Brand, as a diehard Chicago Bears fan, are you happy about the pick? I don't think Loveland's a bad pick. I think they're getting more weapons for Caleb Williams. And at this point, like they addressed their line so heavily in free agency. So I didn't think there was a need to like go that direction in the draft. Now you just get Caleb as many guys that can catch the ball as possible. So I like it. Albert, what do you mean Michael Williams was a good pick? Do you like the Niners? Mr. Warmer, who is your favorite Patriot to not win a Super Bowl who is not Randy Moss? I'll be honest, I don't remember which Patriots haven't won Super Bowls, because I feel like all the little like role players that I'm going to think of that I really liked, I assume they all got one at some point, because the Patriots didn't win a Super Bowl from 2006 to 2014, right? I think. I don't know like who was on the team only in that range, other than Aaron Hernandez. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough question. What are your thoughts on Will Campbell? I wasn't in the stream when it happened. I've been expecting him to be the pick for months. I'm very happy with it. We need a line, and I don't care that he has little T-Rex arms. He's our little T-Rex now. He's got a chip on his shoulder too, so I like it. I don't follow football as much as before. Just love your vids and love finding out you're a Pats fan. On that note, if the Pats trade back to the first, who would be a good wide receiver to take? I'm not sure. I don't think Jaden Higgins is a first round projected guy, right? I would love to see Egbuka if you know it holds that he ends up being a back end of the first round pick. What made you want to be a YouTuber? Ooh, that's a tough question. I could see that's a weird one because like I've kind of always liked doing YouTube stuff, at least in a casual way, I guess. Like my first YouTube video I made, not on this channel, but I made and uploaded when I was 11, 12. I was young. Sending a super chat just to trash on this music. I can't even hear the music. Hold on. Let me crank it for a second. Oh man, this music's great. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Schefter talking about Shador slipping out of the first round. Yikerton, Shador. Also, futuristic. This music is music that won't get me sued. So, suck on that one. All right, here comes the Niners pick. Oh, so they're doing something on the video screen. Man, everything they do in the first round is like nice stuff, but God, it drags. All right, let's see what he's saying. When I see USO, I just think of Jey Uso. New World Heavyweight Champion, by the way. All right, Niners. What are we doing, Kyle? What's the move? Michael Williams going defense. Okay. I mean, you put a guy on the edge opposite Nick Bosa. I've been saying I think the Niners need to get back to that kind of defensive identity, or at least focus on it in the draft, just because of all the guys they lost in free agency between, I mean, a lot of them were in the secondary, but between Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga, Travarius Ward, like, I expected defense to probably be the focus here, as much as I thought Tyler Warren would be fun. But yeah, I mean, this move makes a ton of sense. Very Niner-esque, so I like it. All right, next up we got Jared Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. What are we thinking, Matthew Golden here? I'm thinking Matthew Golden here. Justin with 2 said Lions' biggest need, Hutch help or O-line. Yeah, I mean, it's those two things. It'll depend best available once they're on the clock. Like, they're not on the clock for another 16 picks. So I think either of those positions, whichever player they think is best available out of those two position groups is what they'll go with. I wanted Jalen Walker. Yeah, Jalen Walker would have been a good pick. What do you think the Colts should do? If Tyler Warren's there for the Colts, I think it'll be him. Because they do not have a tight end. At all. Jalen Walker surely goes to the Falcons now, right, guys? Right? I hope so. I keep my eye on the Falcons when they get up on the clock because one of my buddies is in their, not in their front office, but works for the team, and I know is in the draft room. So try to get my eyes on him if they show the draft room there. Get a couple picks. You haven't made a video about it, so what are your thoughts on the Kyron Lacey situation? I mean, bro, that is not the type of topic I would make a video on. Very, very sad situation all around. Cowboys pick is in. Little sweet home Alabama. All right, Cowboys are firing off. I love that they boo the Cowboys. That's just universal. Tyler Booker. The Cowboys going line is not surprising for them historically. I did think they were going to take a receiver here, though. So that's interesting. Huh. Line's always been at the center of what they do, though, so can't be too shocked. The question is Tyler Booker from Texas? Because I remember doing research about how all of their linemen are from the state of Texas. He's from New Haven, Connecticut. How about that? Huh. Huh. Well, hell yeah. Go Connecticut. Love it. I'm also going to keep this over here because this will add some light. Huh? No. I'm just going to move that one closer, if anything, shortly. The big light gives me anxiety. I don't want to stream from a hospital room. Thank you. So what's this, Scataboo? I would love Scataboo. Wasn't here for the first few picks, so your thoughts on the Jags trading up for Hunter? Also, do you think Benjamin Morrison goes first round? I do not. As far as Hunter to the Jags, it's a huge, like, sack on table kind of move for the Jags. New GM, new head coach. They traded a lot of picks for the guy. I do think there's probably a good chance it works out, though. I said it when it happened. I said if either side I envision regretting the trade, I think it would be the Browns. And I mean, shocker that the Browns would regret a trade, but it's just their effort to replenish assets after the debacle that was Deshaun. So I get it, but Travis Hunter's really good, man. I feel for the Browns fans that were like fantasizing about Travis Hunter for the last several months, assuming they were going to get him. How many picks do the Eagles do you think the Eagles finish with? I mean, I assume they just use all of them. They have like 9. Maybe they trade out, get down to like 7, because I guess they don't need all those picks when they're that loaded. Where do the Dolphins go? CT Boys on top? Absolutely. Absolutely. I wanted Booker for my Seahawks. I'm now hoping Warren falls to us or Zabel. Yeah, fair. Brand, as an Auburn fan, where does Jarquez Hunter go? I have no idea, man. Honestly. Been watching you since you started this channel. Glad to finally see you live. Love all your content. Much love from Indiana. Hey, thank you, man. What does this chain say? Oh, it says book. Duh. T-book, I assume. Of course he trained in Dallas. Of course he did. Is there a chance Dolphins go QB? Oh, that would be that would be a twist, huh? Man. I'm waiting for another first round trade, man. I was promised more chaos than this. I was promised. Oh, hey, O'Neal Cruz hit a home run. I love having an Apple Watch where it just tells me good things my fantasy baseball team did. Can you update the scroller? Ah, yes, thank you. Thank you. I must update the scrolly. Austin Loveland and San Francisco took Michael Williams. Dallas took Tyler Booker. There we go. Bang. What position do you think Dallas takes second round? I would think receiver. I would think line and receiver were probably their two focuses coming in. So I'm going to assume that. Would be kind of funny if Sanders doesn't even go in the first round. There's a good chance he doesn't, man. There's a really good chance he doesn't. It's crazy. Bets it's a receiver to replace Hill. It might be. It could be. You got to be careful. There's some of you in the chat that like spoil picks. I know you're not doing it on purpose, but like my stream is a little far behind. So I got to once I see that the pick is in, I like kind of stop reading the most recent messages for a second. Got to start writing down some notes for my just content wise what my video is going to be tomorrow. I like to do a draft recap sort of skit. So let's see. Saints take Kelvin Banks so that he can protect Arch Manning next year, also from Texas. Thoughts? And Arch Manning can be the next Arch Manning to play for the Saints. Thoughts? Surely the Dolphins pick O-line so Tua isn't napping on the grass for another season, right? Unfortunately for the Dolphins and for Tua, his willingness to launch his face into the ground seems to be entirely independent of his O-line. Because, yes, sometimes he does get dumped on his back. Other times, he is just escaping the pocket and trying to find anyone's kneecap that he can to bash his head against. So you can't really prevent that no matter who's on the line. But I get the line of thinking. I do. Seeing pancakes on the screen right now. I could use some pancake. Pancake, a little syrup, a little bit of bacon. Oh, that's right. Dallas has a third Tyler on their O-line now. That's funny. Imagine Dak trying to like make adjustments at the line. Like, Tyler! All three of them. Do the Bucks get a replacement for 30-plus-year-old Evans? I mean, I don't think it's a necessity. Their replacement's probably Jalen McMillan. At least that's how they can approach it. Memphis, I see you, man. Thank you. Is Madness still on vacation? Madness is still on vacation. Dougie asks, do you write all your skits or do you have help? I write all my skits. I am a one-man production. The only thing I don't do myself is negotiate and secure my sponsorships and my brand deals. I have a team that does that for me, but I write, record, edit, post, everything it's all me. I got no employees. It's all me. Albert said, oh, I apologize. I'm in live. Didn't knowing the delay. No, that's okay, man. You're good. All right, Dolphins, what do we got? I know some of you guys already know. Kenneth Grant. Defensive tackle. Okay. God, that's a big man. Big man on the D-line. Let me see the Dolphins depth chart. I don't really remember what's on their D-line, truthfully. Yeah, I mean, I guess they do need someone at the center of that D line. I would have assumed offensive line, but a lot of linemen have been picked already, so I guess it makes sense. See, who is the best available? Actual best available. Yeah, just considering the lack of highly rated O-linemen available at this point, I guess it makes sense. It's unfortunate for them, like with Teron Armstead retiring, that they didn't have someone super highly touted available here at the position. So, I mean, I'm not super shocked by the pick. I don't think I'm going to be shocked by like anybody that goes in the first round, just because I've been reading for weeks that draft grades are like all over the place on these guys. So as long as it's someone that I've seen mocked somewhere in the first round at some point, I'm not really going to critique a pick too much. What was I going to write down? I was going to write down something for a video. My brain's busted. I don't know. I'll remember it later, maybe. Hopefully, we'll see. Miami, Kenneth Grant. Tom donated $169. Thank you. Yeah. Petition the league to make Tua's helmet a cone. Taylor said, thank you for the consistently great content. Hey, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I do what I can. I am going to turn a fan on, though. All right, Colts. Are we going chalk? We taking Tyler Warren? Tyler Warren. Shocker. Shocker, the Colts took a tight end when their tight end room is headlined by Drew Ogletree, Mo Alley Cox, and Alberto Cuebanam and friends. Maybe the most positionally logical pick of the entire first round outside of, Ashton Genty to the Raiders. Question remains, can Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones actually get this man the football? If they can't, they may just line this man up under center and say, hey, take the ball and figure it out. We might go full Taysom Hill on it if neither of those guys can throw an accurate ball. But the pick makes total sense. Going to be a really interesting fantasy asset. I would say more so than Colston Loveland just because of the lack of competition in the... I shouldn't say lack of competition. Pittman and Downs is a good receiver group, but there not being another tight end at the very least in that room that anybody's worried about, I think it makes him interesting. And the fact that, he got used in the backfield. So I don't know if the Colts will be willing to do the same thing. I'll see. Here's a clip of him being used as the quarterback. I'm excited to see how he gets used. I am. Let's get Tyler Warren's name down. Ben's Beans with $10 said, I highly doubt Shedeur Sanders will be a first-round pick. He just isn't that good. Wasn't very good at Colorado. Just look at their 2023 season, very bottom of the Pac-12. I mean, it's leaning that way. The man, the myth, the legend said, based on the Bills' defense needs and McDermott's political views, I'm not thinking they can pass on Jihad Campbell. Oh, my God. You're not wrong. All right. Boston with 99 cents. Thank you. Bring back the Ben Schwarmer series. I need to see year 4. You will see Ben Schwarmer. It just will not be the Ben Schwarmer you expect. Little teaser there. When does CFB 26 come out? July 7th? You'll find out what I mean. You'll find out what I mean in CFB 26. Don't you worry. Don't you worry your pretty little head. Who do you think's the best wide receiver left in the draft? Probably Matthew Golden. I mean, only one's been taken. So shit. Honestly, no. Best wide receiver left in the draft is Trey Harris because he followed me on Instagram the other day. So I think that's about as flawless of logic as you can get. I hear this song. All right, Falcons pick. Show me the Falcons draft room right now, or I will be upset. As a Cowboys fan, I feel depressed after that pick. Look, man, lineman picks are never sexy, but they are necessary. I mean, Cowboys fans felt the same way, you know, when they took Zach Martin years ago, and that ended up working out pretty good. Who do you think the Cards will pick? Man, how about Gray Zabel? I still don't know how you pronounce it, but I'm going with him. Take on the Bears pick. I missed it. Love Cole Kmet. Why take Loveland? I think they just want to run 2 tight ends. And Cole Kmet's good, but I feel like they probably have some hope that Loveland can be maybe one of those next level sort of tight ends, whereas Cole Kmet's never really going to be a top 5 sort of guy. Dart does feel like a good fit for the Rams. I've been saying either quarterback for the Rams, Dart or Milroe. I started saying Dart, and then I kind of flipped to Milroe recently just because I think Sean McVay would probably love to have a mobile quarterback that he could mix in because he's a freak. Like, Sean McVay's an offensive mastermind, and the one thing he hasn't had is a quarterback that's truly mobile. And I think he would love to mess around with that. I want Gabriel to the Steelers and Tez to the Broncos. Oh, you want the Oregon landing spots? Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, Dirty Birds. TikTok here. Tetero McMillan, only wide receiver 40 in redraft projections, upside wide receiver 3, wide receiver 19 in Dynasty, top 6 in most rookie drafts. Yeah, I mean, the landing spot is not bad because I think Xavier Legette came on at the end of the year, but I don't think there's anything preventing Tet McMillan from being the best receiver in that room pretty quickly. Sorry if I just end up talking about a player randomly. I'm reading tweets that I get notifications about, and so it sends me on my train of thought on those guys. Yeah, they got Legette, Coker, Thielen. Receiver really didn't seem like a need, but Thielen's 100 years old, so, you know, move Coker to the slot, have Tet and Legette outside. Man, Coker's 6'3"? Damn, I didn't realize Coker was so big. Maybe the slot's not the right spot for him. I don't know. I like their weapons, though. I don't know how it's going to shake out, but I like them. Imagine Shador goes here. I would piss my pants. Utterly. Entirely. My Falcon source says hold on tight. I don't know what that means. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Yeah, crazy Jalen Walker hasn't been picked yet. He's got to be the pick here, right? I sure would think so. That would be a pick that would make sense. Keep him in the state of Georgia, you know? I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm pissed. Getting pretty close to piss territory. Ugh. Streamlabs. I'm sorry I didn't make you a mod. There you go. All right, Atlanta Falcons. Pick is officially in. If they do some heinous bullshit again for the second year in a row, I am going to pass out. It's my drum roll. It's my bottle roll, actually. See, look at, they're showing all these draft parties. I mean, where would you rather be than at home in your room with my face up next to your draft? I mean, this is the ideal draft setting. Who wants to be at some fancy place next to a fire with food and beverages and other people when you could be right here listening to my dumbass in a dimly lit room yap for 3.5 straight hours? I mean, I can't think of anything better to do. Give me the Falcons pick already. They have some redemption to go. Even though the Penix pick, in hindsight, isn't bad because Kirk was an idiot and useless and dead. They still need to do something that's not psychotic for me to trust them. So, tick-tock, birds. So, how you guys doing? How's it going? All right. Jalen Walker. Beautiful pick. Beautiful pick for the Falcons. Exactly who they should have taken. Keep him in the state of Georgia. One of the best defensive players in the entire draft. Going to help that defense finally get some pass rush, because trading us a third for Matthew Judon last year did not work. Thank you guys for the third round pick, by the way. Yeah, I mean, this is the perfect pick for them, and they are ecstatic that this guy fell to 15, I'm sure. So good for the Falcons, man. I'm happy for him. Draft hats this year aren't too bad, so that's refreshing. Patriots trade up for Hampton, imagine. I'd be down. Who do you see the Chargers taking? Yeah, I guess, I mean, I had mocked Loveland to them, and he ended up going way higher than I thought. Probably best receiver available, assuming that one of Golden, I guess assuming just Golden, I don't know that, yeah, a receiver. I don't know how their draft board looks. I don't know how their big board is, like what receivers they deem, worth taking at 22. But I think Herbert needs a receiver, man. They only have Ladd McConkey, and beyond him, like, I am unmoved by Stonehands Johnston and Will Dissly. Like, it was fine at points last year, but that was mostly just because Ladd was so good and was able to shoulder the load and let those other guys emerge. If they have another real weapon, I think that'll help a lot. Got the other Redbirds on the clock now. Jalen Walker, bang. Hi, Brian Thomas. How are you? Should have been a Panther? Maybe. Bears are going to trade up and pick either Emin Worry or Hampton. Yeah, the Bears, I would think, are gonna... So, for fantasy purposes, too, whoever the Bears get at running back, because they are going to get a running back at some point in this draft, I am going to be very intrigued by, because I'm not a DeAndre Swift guy, and it just screams to me the same situation as the Bucs were in last year, heading into the year, with Bucky Irving as the number 2 to Rachaad White. Because you're going to have a situation where, assuming the Bears don't trade back into the first, right? You're going to have a running back who has day 2 or even day 3 draft capital, people are going to be like, I don't know. But in reality, like, that guy's going to have a path because A, he's getting picked by this regime, and B, the starter ahead of him is just mediocre. I don't like DeAndre Swift. He's not good. And so whoever they get, whenever they get him, I'm going to be very intrigued in a Ben Johnson offense that they will have the opportunity to really take on a large workload. Scattaboo, yeah, that'd be fire. Are you watching ESPN or NFL Network? I'm watching ESPN. Magic Golden with MHJ would be fun. Would be fun. Ten least favorite teams. I don't have a 10 least favorite teams, Taylor, but I'll tell you the teams I really don't like are the New York Giants for Super Bowl reasons, the Dallas Cowboys for fan reasons, the Kansas City Chiefs because they're too good, and the Jets because I just don't like other local regional rivals. The Bills I don't really mind, even though they're in our division. I'll mind them more when the Patriots get competitive and they're actually a thorn in our side. Right now, they're kind of just doing their thing and we're doing our thing. We're not competitive, so it is what it is. Kyle said, what made you like football? I think fantasy football kind of got me really going into it. I started following football the year the Patriots went 18-1. So it was like I was immediately spoiled and then immediately heartbroken. So it was kind of a weird way to be introduced to the sport. But I think, yeah, fantasy is what really got me like super into it. And then as time went on, I just got more intrigued by like the rest of the game. I like Swift, but he can't be your every down back. Yeah, exactly. Like Swift will be involved. It's the same with Rachaad White. Like Rachaad White, I like as a player, but he's not a guy that can be your every down back. He's not an efficient enough runner to be a guy that like you run everything through. And I knew that, and that's why I was mad at myself last year for not being more interested in Bucky Irving, because he ended up being a monster. And I feel like the same kind of thing could happen with whoever the Bears take, because on the depth chart they're going to be behind DeAndre Swift. I just don't see it staying that way. Do you believe in Joe Hendry? Yes. Thoughts on the Nico blah, 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 blah situation? I think he probably got some bad advice, but it's part of it's this day and age, man. Stuff like that's going to keep happening. Here's the Cardinals pick. Cardinals took Walter Nolan. Okay. I don't know. How do we feel about that? How do we feel about that, chat? Walter Nolan, 16th. I had Walter Nolan going like 31st, I think, to the Chiefs. Another guy that had kind of a wide range of where he could end up in this draft. But Cardinals need help in a lot of places. I can't really fault it. Top 5 quarterbacks left in the draft. I mean, in no particular order. Milroe, Dart, Shador, Shuck, and like Dylan Gabriel, maybe. I'll be honest, this is not the direction I expected the Cardinals to go, though. I kind of expected them to go either receiver or O-line, but I guess they didn't feel there was a player worth taking at this point at either of those spots. So, I don't know. Walter Nolan's a good player. I just wasn't the position I was expecting them to go, but can't fault it. Now the Bengals are on the clock. If this isn't a defensive player, we're going to have issues. RBT quit. I'm watching you, Brand. What you think about getting Campbell? Love Campbell. Love him and his dino arms, baby. Rawr. Do you think Will Johnson will fall to the Chargers? I mean, at this rate, he could. Hawks are almost on the clock. W skits for thank you, Ramsey. Nolan was a Bill. Why? I know. Geo George says, how has Shador Sanders not been drafted? Well, he's mid. No. If he didn't go 9 to the Saints, this was kind of what people expected for him. Like, the real tipping point is going to be the Steelers at number 21. If they don't take him, he's either going to fall out of the first round or somebody's going to trade up and back into the first round to get him, like the Giants or the Browns or something. All right, hold on. I gotta pee real quick. I'm gonna. I was gonna put something in front of the camera, but nothing's gonna be up high enough to like kind of take my spot. I have this little octopus that I feature in my videos sometimes. I was gonna just put him on camera, but like I have no way to prop him. Oh wait, actually. Oh. I'll be right back. Go to the bathroom. Putting the octopus there in my place.
You should take your headset off.
I don't have. It's my mic's not through my headset.
Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Take you like a pill.
All right, is everyone behaving? Better be. Can we get a W chair in the chat? Chair taking over. And get a little Coke Zero W chair. This is a W chair. I'll be honest. It's a very comfortable chair. I don't even know what brand it is anymore, but it's whatever. If you guys can identify that logo, that's what it is. Chair is very comfy. I spend a lot of time in this chair. Let me fucking tell you. Egregious amounts of time. Saints should have took Shador. I don't think so. I also did see something while I was in the bathroom because I scroll Twitter while I'm in the bathroom like a psychopath. I saw Jonathan Gannon ended up taking Walter Nolan from the Eagles, which is very funny. So he knows what his team might want. He knows he's got to take his guy here, or else he risks them falling to the Eagles and the Eagles getting another just incredible value player at the end of the first round. He's like, he's a Cardinal, bitch. He didn't wash his hands. I'm in my own home. No, I didn't wash my hands. I also didn't piss on my hands, so, you know. Giants will move up at the end of the first to get Sanders. Maybe. All right, Bengals. Bagels. What are we doing? Why do I hear Schefter? Schefter's talking like the Bengals are going to take edge rusher here. So it's James Pierce or Mike Green or Shamar Stewart. Or Shador Sanders and they convert him to edge. W Octopus, what did you name him? What did I think his name's Oswald. All right, Roger. More like Roger Baddell, am I right? Shamar Stewart, Texas A&M. Him in his big green suit. He looks great. Well, as someone who watched decent amount of Texas A&M, he is very athletic. He did not get a lot of sacks. The Bengals are going to be hoping that he can fix the they didn't get a lot of sacks issue. And I think there's a good chance he can. I think there's a good chance because I know that who was a similar issue to that? Nolan Smith with the Eagles was a very similar situation. So I could see him figuring it out here in Cincy. And of course they had to go defense because, you know, they have zero defense. Shamar Stewart's going to have a lot of weight to carry here on this defense, considering if Trey, especially if they don't bring Trey Hendrickson back, it's like, hey, buddy, you are going to play all 11 positions. Good luck. Geo George says, I think Joe Burrow is overrated. Brother. We may need to have a talk. We may need to have a discussion. A violent one, perhaps. No, I'm kidding, but that's a wild take. Geo George just tossing money for wild-ass messages. True. You told us your 5 least favorite teams. What are your 5 most favorite? Well, the Patriots, the Lions. Let me look. I don't forget any teams. 5 favorite? God. Those 2, and then I've always had a soft spot for the Chargers, the Texans, and one more. The Falcons. The Falcons. They have a buddy that works for them, so gotta root for him. He must be a fantasy-only guy. He's never seen Burrow actually play. But that's the thing. Burrow was good in fantasy last year. Like, after the first couple weeks were rough, but after that, he was a monster, especially for a guy that doesn't really do much with his legs. Like, it's hard to be an elite fantasy quarterback these days when you are just a pocket passer, and he did it. So, like, Pookie Shamar Stewart went to Cincy. Watch Seattle take Golden. Yeah, so Seattle has what? JSN and Cooper Kupp. Yeah, they could probably use a receiver that plays kind of a different role because currently they have what seems to be a very redundant set of receivers with JSN and Kupp. What are Golden's measurables? 6 foot 195. So I mean, he's not that big of a guy either, but he's a quick one though. So maybe that's what they want. I hate the Lions as a Packers fan. Fair. Manifest Golden with me. I wish I had something gold near me. I'd help manifest with you, but I'm praying for you, man. Good luck. Bro only likes the Falcons. It's 28-3. No, I have a friend that works for the Falcons, which is why I have Falcons gear. But he did tell me that anytime anyone brings up 28-3, it's like you brought up someone murdered their dog in that facility. Still. That wasn't me. And MVS. True, they do have MVS. Very true. Do you think Lamar's MVP year and Allen's MVP year should be swapped? Kinda. Might need to call in Pat if the Hawks draft Golden. Or call in like Pat if the Hawks draft Golden. I got you. Are you friends with RBT? I actually, this may be awful. I don't know who RBT is. YouTuber, obviously. What does that stand for? RBT. Oh, it's just RBT. No, I'm not familiar with RBT. He's got 1.4 million subscribers, though. That's nuts. Good for him, man. Shit. Man, his thumbnails kind of go crazy. Low-key. His thumbnails are fire. He does a lot of Madden, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's a lot of Madden. I'm going to get into some CFB 26, I think, when it comes out. Truthfully, guys, I'm going to create... there's going to be a backstory behind Ben Schwarmer and why he did not finish his season in CFB 25. I got bored of CFB 25 because there was so little to do. I wasn't motivated to keep playing it, but seems like CFB 26 is going to be a lot more detailed, so expect more videos and content, and even streams possibly, with CFB 26, because it seems like it's going to be a lot more interesting. All right, Kamish, what are we doing with the Seattle Sea Chickens? Gray Zabel, North Dakota State, baby. I love it. I love it. I love me some good FCS players getting taken. It's awesome. Freaking Dakotas, man. They just win everything every single year. In the FCS, that is. Yeah, I mean, the Seahawks kind of always need offensive line help. Their other starting guard, by the way, is Christian Haynes. Go Huskies. They're saying he played left tackle, though. I thought I saw Zabel listed as a guard, but sounds like he can do a lot. So, hey. Anything to protect old Sammy D in Seattle now. They clearly... Line was their biggest need, because Sam Darnold, I think his issues facing pressure are a little overstated, but he is not happy when he faces pressure. So they definitely need somebody to give him some more time and not be, the worst offensive line in football. Because them and the Patriots were, very close. And with the Patriots drafting Campbell, they probably jumped Seattle in terms of overall O-line quality, but now this is going to be Seattle's counterpunch to try to, bump themselves up a little bit too. So I like that pick. They had to get some line to help out Sammy. All right, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on D-Clock. Aaron's World said, thanks for the stream. By the way, have you had any bots? What do you mean any bots? What you mean any bots? Every article I see is about Shador not being drafted. Yeah, it's he probably won't. He might not get picked in the first round. Thoughts on the Packers? Good team, lots of potential. Probably need a real wide receiver one. Don't know if they're going to get one, although Matthew Golden is still available. But a lot of potential. I like him. So Denver gets Golden? Maybe. The Marcel Reed, Bucky Irving duo would go crazy. We're talking about Marcel Reed already going to the NFL? The Hawks was trying to trade down. Well, hey, whatever. They got a lineman. I think Lamar is overrated. Ah, yes. Thinking the multi-time MVP is overrated. Is your name really Ben Schwarmer? If you believe that it is, I have a bridge I could also sell you. So yes, Ben Schwarmer at your service. Pretty sure my name is on my YouTube somewhere. My actual name. I'm not sure though. Comment bots there. Oh yeah, I get more comment bots on TikTok than I get on like YouTube or anything. At least that I've seen. FNAF Films. I like the trade. I like the trade up. Seriously, who pissed off the Broncos? Why are they so insane out of nowhere? Sean Payton antics. Yeah, the Broncos have done a really nice job building their team, man. And Bo Nix was way better than I thought he was going to be. So I'm curious to see if they take a back here at 20 and get Hampton. MP with $20. Thank you, man. Appreciate that donation. Said you're gonna get a T-Rex costume for Will Campbell. Sarcastic. Despite his size limitations, I'm incredibly excited to see Drake May standing up for longer than 2 seconds next year. Love the guy and hope he proves the doubters wrong. Same, man. Again, like I've said it a million times, line is not a sexy pick, but that's what I've been hoping the Patriots were gonna do, basically since the season ended. Because we can't go into next season with the same line we had last season. It is not a functional way to build a football team. We signed Morgan Moses, so that'll help on the right side. Even though he's an older guy, it's at least a slight improvement. But we had to address the left side somehow, and Will Campbell is going to do that. Should the Ravens go secondary or edge? Either one, honestly. I think they're going to go defense. What do you think of the Walter Nolan pick by the Cardinals? I like it. I mean, again, I thought they were going to go a different direction positionally, but one of the most purely talented players in the draft, I think. Yeah, I think everyone's saying, like, not good, but not bad, kind of how I feel. I'm a Bills fan, so Patriots and Bills fans don't have a great relationship, but I respect the pick they made. Yeah, that was a great pick. Thank you for the respect. Is it crazy I want Dart to go to the Hawks in the second round? No, not at all. Not at all. Ben said, "You cannot hide from me. I live in your walls." Okay. Bro, using my government name in the chat. You're lucky I don't hide it. Lightning, she's good, man. Thank you for asking. This draft is slowly starting to just be completely centered around Shador. I mean, it's been the entire time, but... What is this mathematics? There was only a 7% chance Shador was available by pick 21. I just doubt that. That seemed like a 50-50 shot by the start of the draft. Here's Shefty. So no trades at 19 or 20. And then the Steelers will pick at 21. Watch him take Milrow. I'll laugh, man. I don't even think it's a bad pick, but I will laugh. Do you think the Broncos have a chance on drafting Travion Henderson? I think there's a chance, yeah. Honest Beer said, off topic, what was your favorite WrestleMania match this year? Favorite match? Probably Io versus Rhea versus Bianca was the best pure match. It was really just wrestling perfection. All right, Bucks. What are the vibes here in Tampa? Emeka Egbuka to the Bucks. Wow. Okay. Oh, the Bucks are going to be so confusing for fantasy, man. God damn. I got to update a bunch of picks here. Walter Nolan.
Yeah. Unknown brain. Marvin Devine.
Schmar. Stewart. Yeah, the consensus on Emeka Egbuka has basically been that he is the most pro-ready, gonna contribute right away type of receiver. He's gonna go into any offense and be productive. He just doesn't have the upside of some of the receivers in this class, which is why I find it interesting he went to the Bucks, because it doesn't feel like they have a need for an immediate plug-and-play type of receiver. I mean, the more the merrier, obviously, but they have Evans, they have Godwin, they have Jalen McMillan. And even with Godwin coming off the injury, you would think those guys can give you plenty more good years. So I don't know. I'm a little surprised they went receiver. I like Egbuka as a player, though. I kind of felt like he was a victim a little bit of prospect fatigue, at least in the mock drafts. This ended up being a perfectly reasonable spot for him. But when I was seeing him picked or mocked late in the first or even early second, I was like, I remember last year hearing this guy was going to be one of the best receivers in the draft. And then suddenly he just kind of falls by the wayside. So I like the pick from a purely player evaluation perspective. I am surprised that's the direction they went, though. Maybe I don't know, maybe they have concerns about Godwin. Maybe they have concerns about McMillan. I can't imagine they have concerns about Mike Evans. Good for Baker Mayfield, man. He's gonna be a happy man. All right, Bucks on the clock. We going running back. Perna just gave you a shout out. I love it. My two favorite rappers. Hey, shout out Perna, man. Brandon Perna, one of the GOATs. A man with which I share many crazy coincidences, and I met him in person. He's one of the nicest dudes you could ever meet. Very generous dude with his advice and just with his time. But yeah, me and Perna, when I started as a content creator, I didn't know he existed. I didn't really watch NFL YouTubers. I still don't really for entertainment. But I keep up with these guys just to see what they're up to, because we're more we're mutuals now. But when I found out who he was for the first time, we found out a few things. One, both have the same first name. Two, we both are associated with the word Benchwarmer. He has Benchwarmer Brew Coffee. I made Benchwarmer Brand my username. We have the same birthday of October 29th. And we both live in Denver. So, like, ridiculous coincidences. He is a great dude. Taylor with 5 said, how funny was it when the Chiefs were making the Patriots 28-3 comparisons during the Super Bowl? Yeah. I will say 28-3 did make me a little nervous, just about, like, not nervous, but I was like, this isn't fully over yet, until the Eagles went up by like 30. And I was like, oh, okay, it's probably over now. What do you think the Pats' record will be this year? 9-8. 9-8. Baker has more weapons than Russia. Jihad Campbell is a Ram, maybe. When we getting Benchwarmer brand cereal? I don't like brand. Like, I don't like brand flakes. So I don't know. It would have to be something a little more involved than that. Hey, Chad, thank you for the 1999, man. Who should Pittsburgh draft? Jalen Milroe. I'm saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. Jalen Milroe. Marion Hampton or Matthew Golden. Dante, you know you don't have to type everything multiple times in all caps because now that you have a mod label, your username is very blue. So I see all your messages. What did you think about the Ted McMillan pick? I was surprised, but I don't hate it. The Panthers, I guess, felt they wanted to get Bryce another weapon. You guys are in the first round. The CFL is way faster. Brother, I could give you 400 reasons why the CFL draft is faster than the NFL draft. Let's use our noggins here a touch. Ben, your messages are getting strange. Be careful, is all I will say. Benchwarmer Cran. Cranberry juice? Potentially. Bran, you should sell a coffee or energy drink like every other YouTuber. You know, I have a theory why every other YouTuber does that, and it's because we are all caffeine addicts because of our job. I am an unabashed caffeine addict. So it would be very on brand for me to sell a coffee or an energy drink because that's about 90% of what I consume. I'm currently consuming, so this is a small amount of caffeine, but I'm consuming this. I had a coffee this morning. I had an energy drink later in the day, and I have an energy drink stocked in my little mini fridge down here still too. Should I want it later? I'm probably not going to drink it tonight because it's already past 8 p.m. and I will not sleep well. But I have the option. What, Zach? Why are you saying George Pickens is going to win Offensive Player of the Year? We cannot be having this rub off on our other viewers. God damn it. Thank you for the $1.99. 9-8 might be realistic, but if we win the first game of the season, I'm going full compound mode. The greatest show on turf will be comeback in my lifetime for the Patriots. I agree. I heard that is Benchwarmer Koran, and that's just cold level. Yeah, it is odd. Shador is like Bronny in this draft. Yeah, except I think Shador's a little better than Bronny, you know, comparatively. Oh God, the Bo Nix. I don't want to be disrespectful. Was that Hornswoggle? That's probably super disrespectful, but whatever. We love the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Sam's a goat. All right, Broncos. We going running back here? We going Hampton? Hampton was the big mocked pick, so. Who is it? Jahdae Barron? Holy, the Broncos defense is terrifying. Oh my God, I thought they were going to go running back. My brothers in Christ, you have Pat Surtain, you added Hufanga to that secondary. Not that there's not an opening for another corner, but like, the Broncos defense might allow 6 points per game next year. This is toxic at this point. Now you got Riley Moss as theoretical like cornerback 3. That's crazy. Their defense is an issue. Large one. The only thing that's going to be barren is going to be other teams' passing numbers when they face the Broncos. All right, Steelers on the clock. Let's see. Defense wins championships. You're not wrong. Yeah, see, that was Hornswoggle, wasn't it? I'm drafting Broncos D first in fantasy. Not a bad idea. My way too early pick was Broncos to the Super Bowl. I said that like right after the last Super Bowl. I said Broncos versus Eagles. Here we go. Steelers. Oh boy. Damned if you should and damned if you should don't. This kid next to Dart is sleep. Oh, true. The Steelers don't have a second round pick. What do we think? Are they going to do the thing? Take Milrow. Do it. Do it. Take Milrow. Get freaky on him. God, am I the only one that just could not give a shit less what Mel Kiper thinks? Like, dude's been doing this for too long and has too big of a collection of awful takes that, like, I don't care what the draft expert thinks. I'd rather hear from guys that are, like, closer to teams or front offices or Schefter, you know? Oh, no Shador Sanders. Derek Harmon out of Oregon. That answers that, I guess, man. Aaron Rodgers might be on the phone right now to sign with the Steelers, because I swear he was just waiting to make sure that he didn't get cucked by a team drafting a young quarterback because he refuses to have competition behind him, even though he's 41. I'm kidding. I don't know that that's the reason, but I feel like with his ego, that could have honestly still been the reason. We're going to get a notification in like 2 minutes that Aaron Rodgers is a Steeler. Good for Harmon, man. I guess the Steelers are focusing on defense here. They still need anyone that can throw the ball, whether it's Shador or Milrow or Rodgers, because it cannot be Mason Rudolph. But for now, it's Derek Harmon. Not at quarterback, at defensive tackle. guy's name down. What do we think? Chargers, Matthew Golden, maybe? A little Golden boy? DJ, I like the Seahawks pick. 1 QB all draft is insane. True. That's in our offense is going to suck, build up the D pick. Yeah, it might be. It might be. Yeah, Shador be slidden. Big slidden. Good for Harmon, man. Love seeing the emotion on the guys. Kyle Shanahan saying he's going to take a running back in the third. Shocker. Man, Shador's really about to fall out of the first round, isn't he? That's some crazy shit. Tyler Shuck over Shador Sanders. The hype be going crazy, Jalen Milroe. You damn right. Who do you think will be Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year? Offensive, probably Genty. Defensive... let me take a look real quick at the draft picks thus far. Get a full picture, you know. Probably Carter. Honestly, nah, give me Jalen Walker. I'll take Jalen Walker for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think he's got as much opportunity as anybody it possibly has on the defensive side of the ball because the Falcons need everything they can get. So I'll go Jalen Walker. I am once again asking for more trades. Aster with $2 said, love from Australia. Why is Will Johnson sliding? I don't know. I'm not really surprised by anybody falling at this point because it doesn't feel like a fall. It doesn't feel like we had a super consensus like top available this year. You know, it felt like the first round, other than like the top 3, maybe 4 picks, was really just one singular like tier of player almost. So I don't know why he's falling. Let's look at the Chargers. Yeah, I mean the Chargers could use Will Johnson here. They could also use a receiver because they are currently Ladd McConkey, Stonehands Johnston, washed up Mike Williams, Will Dissly, Jalen Reagor. Ugh, God. Bad. Bad. Gotta write down when the NFL schedule releases. That'll probably be the next stream like this that we do. I'll watch through every schedule release video and we'll talk about them because that's always a funny one. Always a funny day in the NFL. How are the Nuggets doing? I think basketball's being played right now, right? They're up 20-16. Cool. Oh, Aaron Gordon has 11 points. Sure. I want more either trades or fantasy relevant things to occur. That's what I want. Psycho499 said that's 100% what I just told my friend. I said Walker is my pick for Rookie of the Year. Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be right in there just for the opportunity. Ryan says I freaking hate my team. Who's your team, Ryan? Imagine the Chargers take Shador. I hear Don't Stop Believin' being played at the draft. It's a great song. Hold on to the feeling, it lights people high. I know you guys wanted to hear my rendition. Chargers, whatever you do, don't call the Patriots and try to make a trade with us, because last time you did that, it was mean and you bullied us. So I would like you to not do that again. Thank you. ESPN saying Sanders had a 96% chance to be taken before 21. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that's... This, again, it felt very 50-50 to me that he would be available by that point. Not shocked. Mel thinks Shador Sanders is Johnny Unitas, Tom Brady, or Kirk Cousins. So we've got that. Mel says things so angrily and then ends up being so wrong a lot of the time. Green Bay will trade down and select a 6th number 2 wide receiver. They might. How do you feel about the top 5 picks? They went exactly as I expected, Flash. Just not to the teams I expected. All right, Chargers, what are we doing? Let's get it popping here. Make a pick. Slowing down. Why are we slowing down as the first round goes along? I feel like we should keep the pace up. I know it's getting late. It's not that late. I think Green Bay's in the same time zone I'm in, so it's probably 8:30 there. What do we think, guys? Who are the Chargers taking? Chargers ran out of time. They're going to forfeit their pick. Fries, the Texans are good, but they need a line real bad. The Chargers guy that's supposed to submit the draft card, like, get lost. Louis Riddick. Very fiery about Shador.
With their nails done.
Why is this taking so long? Thank God. Chargers are on the clock for 70 minutes. Oh! Wow! The Chargers take Omarion Hampton after signing Najee Harris. Huh. I said I wanted more fantasy relevant picks. I didn't expect that one. Wow, man, anybody that thought Najee Harris was going to be this, like, renaissance pick and have a great year because of just volume, that shit ain't happening no more. Omarion Hampton becomes a very interesting study for fantasy football now. Also interesting just because this is a little bit of a stylistic, like, same thing as Najee, I believe. These are both kind of, you know, not, they're bigger backs, aren't they? I mean, I know how Najee Harris plays. It's just neither of these guys are like pure speed backs, so it doesn't feel like a complementary skill set kind of thing. It feels like two guys that kind of play very similar ways. Man, Hampton could have... Oh, I don't know what to think of him in fantasy now, because he's going to a team that I love. I love the Chargers offense. I love how they operate. I love the opportunity they could provide a running back if that running back is able to take the reins in that offense. But now I kind of feel like neither of these guys are going to take the lion's share of the carries. This feels like it's just going to create kind of a true committee, which is a fantasy nightmare. So, I don't know. That one's odd. How many dollary dues do I need to pay you for a custom fantasy wrap for my league? I don't take requests like that, man. But I appreciate you. The QB needy teams are holding every one of the... Oh, God. I got school in the morning. Yeah, well, school can wait, Albert. School can wait. All right, Green Bay is on the clock, baby. The hometown Packers. I can't believe Hampton just went to the Chargers. McConkey about to get 2,500 yards and 200 receptions. Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't a receiver, but they must really like Hampton. And it's like, I'm not saying Najee Harris is some guy that shouldn't have any competition in the running back room, but I'm surprised that the competition is a guy with first-round draft capital. That's kind of crazy. This song is ass. I will change the song just for you. I can't even hear it. I'm playing a non-copyrighted playlist of 500 songs, so if any song offends, I apologize. Just trying to give some background noise. Yeah, everyone in the chat, keep saying teams are going to take Will Johnson. Eventually, someone will. Eventually, one day. Oh, Hampton is 6 feet, 220, big boy, but ran a 4.46. Yeah, so power speed combo, you know. Similar to Najee. Najee's kind of that like mid-pack player. Of just like, he's a good back, he's a solid back, but he's not a run-you-over guy, and he's not a speed guy. Where do you think my glorious King Jackson Dart's going to go? To the Giants. I don't know with what pick, but I think he's going to the Giants. Either he's going to trade back, either they're going to trade back into the first, or he's going to go in the second. Will you do a live stream for the second and third draft days? Probably not. Probably not. I like to take tomorrow and day 3 to like make videos about what happened versus actually streaming it. Streaming it's kind of for just day 1 for me. Luther Burden to Green Bay. Anyone? I don't mind that. I wouldn't mind that pick. Oh, these teams are using all the time on the clock. Exhausting. Utterly. Will Johnson's been hurt. That's why he's falling. As of right now, who do you think will win the Super Bowl? I think the Eagles repeat as of right now. If it's not them, I kind of like the Broncos. I'm not gonna lie. Makes me feel gross saying it, but... Play Dark-Sided, they won't sue you. I'll just play I'll play Dark-Sided's 5 songs on loop for the next hour or 2. How long have we been streaming? 2 hours, 46 minutes? Yeah, probably got about an hour, maybe hour and a half left. I don't know. If these teams keep taking this goddamn long, I'm going to fall asleep in this chair. Sleep stream. Call me Kai Cenat. Obviously, I'm much more popular than Kai, though. Which rookie has the Jaden Reed year? What do you mean by the Jaden Reed year? What is taking them so long? No way they trade out when the draft is in Green Bay. They don't have to trade out. They can trade back, maybe. Just stay and like keep a first-round pick, but maybe not pick here. I don't know. I don't know why it's taking so long. Take Golden, you dorks. Jamie with 2 said Dart at 32 for 5th-year option by the Giants. Yeah, I could see that. Shock Chargers didn't go D with the loss there. Yeah, I'm a little surprised they went running back. Even if they were going to go offense, I would have just expected receiver. I guess not tight end because both the good tight ends are gone, but Denver is living the motto of we can't get outscored if they can't score at all. Fair. I think my body is revolting to the fact that these teams are taking so goddamn long to pick. Katie said Sherder Sanders. I don't know why that made me laugh. Sherder. My geometry test is in the morning. My geometry test in the morning can wait. I need to see who my glorious Packers draft. Fair enough. Some things are way more important than school, and who your team drafts in the NFL draft is absolutely one of them. Don't let anybody tell you different. What? Okay. Lexi yelling at me from downstairs. Casual at $5. Jaden Reed, you're like just absolutely hit or miss every game, either 40 points or 0.2. Are you talking just the rookies? Because out of the rookies, I mean, we've only had one receiver drafted so far, right? Or no, 2. We had Egbuka go. Probably Egbuka, because like he's gonna have that kind of role where he might have a pop-off game or two, but he's not gonna have a consistent enough. He's not gonna have consistent enough playing time to like put up good numbers every week, but he'll be able to put them up periodically. Sliders, Sackers, okay. Pat with $5 said, "Love your skits, man. You are my second favorite brand coverage co-host." All right, well, I'll let that slide as long as you donate $100 more. Here we go. Here we go, Packers. Taking as much time as possible. Draft a receiver! Dorks. They know it's their time. Oh my god. I don't care about Mark Murphy's accolades, just make the pick. I'm gonna go delirious before this stream's over. This is an unbelievable atmosphere in my chair at home. Best draft in the history of the NFL, in the middle of nowhere in Green Bay, I'm sure. Yeah, my pleasure to welcome you all to the draft that you've been at for 6 hours. Make the pick! Oh my god, Mark. Oh my god, Mark. The Vikings, Texans, and Rams better all be lined up behind each other with their draft cards ready for how long this pick is taking. How many of you are owners? Because we're publicly owned and we'll give you a piece of paper if you give us $500. Oh my god, make the pick. Golden. Golden! Hey! There we go. I did like that he prefaced for the first time since 2002. That's a great pick. Great pick for the Packers. Guy is long-winded as hell, but I did like that he was like, for the first time since 2002, we're taking a wide receiver, and it's Matthew Golden. They could use one, man, because Christian Watson's hamstrings are made of toast, burnt toast. Jaden Reed is a very boom-bust kind of gadgety player, and Romeo Doubs is just, he's fine. He's fine, but they don't have a difference-making receiver. I think Matthew Golden has a chance to be that, so I like that pick for them. Go, Pack, go! All right, now can we fire off the next 3 picks in rapid succession? Because there's no shot I'm seeing the Vikings still have 5:32 left on the clock. There's just absolutely no way that that is true. The draft has to be over, I think. All right, Matthew Golden. Da-da-da-da-da-da. They rejected Howie's offer. People paying to say Lamar and Burrow are overrated equal duh. Would say Bills or Lions win the Super Bowl equals too predictable. Pat equals third best host. Pat's third? Pat's the third best co-host on a 2-man show? Man, that's messed up. Also, Lamar and Burrow are just not overrated. But, okay, thank God the Vikings pick is at least in. It's got to be fun to be the guy that gets drafted in the city for that team, though. Because everyone's just so excited that you exist. They're like, hey, man, welcome. Let's party. Yeah, he's fired up. Hey, Brand, do you have Pat's initial reaction to Genty? I wish he could have made it. I called Pat. He immediately said woo and was just very happy overall, shockingly. Tom Grossi is happy. I'm sure he is. Watching and listening to this stream better than actually watching the draft. That's my goal, Breewee. That's my goal. Oh, Matthew's talking to him. I love it. Hyping up the crowd. That's fun. What's up, Braden? How you doing? I feel like this is a big edge draft, and I haven't seen enough edges get selected. That's fair. That's fair. I know a lot of mocks had Mike Green off the board by this point. James Pierce. I'm surprised Jahad Campbell's still around. My buddy's a Packers fan, so I'm assuming he's fired up too. Justin with $2. Obviously kidding. Y'all def my fave fantasy pod. I appreciate you, man. What's up, Micah? I will steal your octopus. Don't you steal my octopus. I understand why teams take O-line, but as a team, but as someone that was hyped to see my team take a wide receiver or running back and see them take O-line, it's kind of boring. I get that. But here's the thing. You could always take a wide receiver or running back in the 2nd or 3rd round, and those guys are very fun to follow and watch as well, especially because they've got something on their shoulder. They've got a chip on their shoulder to try to prove people wrong that they should have been a first-round pick. Like, ask Bucs fans how they feel about getting Bucky Irving in the 4th round last year, you know? You could always stumble upon one of those guys. Mr. Anonymous, thank you for the 5, man. Appreciate you. They are waiting for Matthew Golden to be born and grow up to pick him in the draft. Yeah, it felt like that. We waited his entire lifespan. How have the Vikings not made their pick yet? My impatience is running thin. My impatience is running thin? My patience is running thin. My impatience is growing. Getting thick. I have very thick impatience right now. Ben Schwarmer is being drafted in the 5th round. That's his projection. Green and golden. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. As a Saints fan, the world is dead to me. I don't think they made a bad pick. What do you think of Cena winning number 17? I'm glad he won 17. Fuck Ric Flair. All right, Vikes. I care about John Cena. Deceptive. Watch it. Watch out, pal. The Minnesota Vikings. Donovan Jackson. Oh, lineman. Speaking of not super exciting picks because it's a lineman, there's Donovan Jackson. Thing. Oh, Shefty has breaking news. Oh, the Giants trading back in. Giants are on the clock, baby, for a quarterback. Uh-oh. I think it's going to be Dart. I think it's going to be Dart. Got to go find the Giants logo again. Ooh. This could be a good draft for the Giants, low-key. I feel like the Texans didn't get enough for that. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe if there's really no one here they like, they're only moving back 9 total spots, and they added 2 third-round picks. I guess that's not bad value, actually. That's not bad. I do wonder if maybe they wanted Donovan Jackson, and so they were waiting for that pick to get made. Yeah, the Vikings taking Donovan Jackson. I mean, I didn't really expect them to take a lineman. They stole half of the Colts offensive line in free agency with Ryan Kelly and Will Fries. So I wasn't really expecting line there, but I mean, they got all those weapons on offense. I guess you got to give things some time to develop. Get JJ, especially as a rookie, you know, as solid of a line as you could possibly get him. But man, the Vikings need secondary so bad, like so bad. So I don't know. Interesting pick there. But now we got the Giants, baby. Let's see. Let's see if the Giants are throwing a dart here. Dart sitting behind Russ for a year, but also having a chance to win the spot would be cool. Yeah. It's going to be a loaded quarterback room. The trade package was the Giants are getting 25 and the Texans are getting 34, 99, and a third-round pick next year. Brandon, I like your hat. Thank you. I like my hat too. Go Pats. All right, Ben. That's one too many weird messages. You've hit your limit, pal. Calm it down. Can I get a shout out? What's up, Fire of Football? How you doing? How you doing? Joe, the card and car guy. I see your message. Odd message, but hello. Hello. Giants select Will Howard, imagine. The Giants select Tommy Millott. Is that the guy I'm thinking of? The guy who's probably not even actually going to play quarterback in the NFL? Yeah, Tommy Millott or Mellott or Milo. I don't know. Everyone, absolute silence for the Giants pick. Biggest pick of the draft. Bum, bum, bum. Meanwhile, I just got the Matthew Stafford Sleep Number Smart Bed commercial ripping. The real question is, why did the Giants feel the need to trade up to here? to get their quarterback. You know what I mean? What about the Rams? I guess maybe these other teams weren't willing to trade back all the way to 34 because of the guys they want. But my brain was like, were the Rams going to take a quarterback? So the Giants felt the urgency to pop up there? I don't know. Suspicious. Shador's going to crash out if this is Dart. And I think it is Dart. Well, the last time the Giants ended up with a doofy white quarterback from Ole Miss, it worked out pretty well, so. All things considered, at least. Oh. Tick-tock. What do we got? I don't know. Jackson Dart looks a little too locked on the TV right now. I think it's Jackson. His dad's sitting awfully close to him because he knows this is about to be the moment. Keeps looking at him too. Like, I know they say they don't tip picks anymore when they cut to guys because they don't show them like on the phone or anything. Sometimes you can still read the vibes though. And I think I'm reading some vibes right now that this is going to be Jackson Dart. Let's see. Why did it just say on the clock Atlanta? Did you see that? I swear it just said on the clock Atlanta on the monitor. Huh. Oh, it is. The Falcons are trading back in. There's Jackson Dart. All right, Shador. Sorry, buddy. You're QB3 at best. This is a good draft for the Giants. You get the great player in Abdul Carter, just the best player available, guy to make your defense, or at least the D-line. Their D-line is really, really good. Make their D-line a big problem. Now you go up and get a quarterback that is under no pressure to start right away, and hopefully you can develop. It's a guy who's closer to that mold of Josh Allen that, you know, Brian Daboll has worked with in the past. Not saying Jackson Dart's Josh Allen, fucking not, but just that archetype of quarterback that Brian Daboll likes and is going to have the opportunity to develop now. I hate the New York Giants, but I can't deny they have dominated this draft. They are doing great. Now, what are the Falcons doing, and why are they trading back in? What do we think the Falcons traded back in for? Are they going to get... Oh, are they going to get Jihad Campbell and just load up that defense? Because they should. I bet it's Jihad Campbell. If I had to guess. Sanders is crying in the corner right now. I know. To go from a QB room of Jones, Locke, and DeVito to Wilson, Winston, and Dart is insane to me. Props to the Giants. Yeah, it's definitely a glow up for sure. Falcons get Shiloh. What was the full trade? The Giants was for... they gave up 2/3, basically. And their second round pick this year. I don't know what the Falcons deal is yet. Coach Prime wiping away tears with money. Okay, here's the Falcons trade. Falcons get number 26, this pick, and a 2025 third. The Rams get number 46 in this draft, a 2026 first, and a 2025 seventh. So the Rams, what are the Rams getting out of this? The Rams moved back 20 spots, but then get next year's first rounder. So they really just didn't have anybody they liked in this range, I guess. Interesting. So the more this progresses, the more it feels like Shador's going to be a Brown, I think, right? In the early second is what it seems like. Cincy, thank you for the $1. Lily said, supposedly Dart is a POS. My brother said they should show his Snapchats during the highlight reels. Also, wearing blue light glasses right now is diabolical. Not surprising. Not super surprising. All right, here comes Big Raj with the Falcons pick. Loading up on that defense. They take a running back, I cry. James Pierce Jr. Okay, so it's an edge. It wasn't Campbell, but more defense. The Falcons after last year were like, all right, we missed out on the edge rushers. We are getting some fucking edge rushers here with James Pierce Jr. in addition to Jalen Walker. So I dig it, man. They are finally addressing their biggest needs. Falcons gave up a lot for this, honestly. Well, I remember when James Pierce Jr. was mocked to be like the first overall pick in the draft at one point. I hope Commanders get Luther Burden. That would be fun. Okay, who's on the clock now? The other birds. The Ravens. Bang, bang. Hope this is Starks here. I hope the Bucks make a better pick second round. I don't think the Bucks made a bad pick. First next year, what? I mean, you gotta think about it this way. The Falcons just got a first round pick. They gave up next year's first for this year's first, basically. And also had the Rams drop back 20 picks. So it is a lot. The Falcons need to make sure that they are a contender this year. To some extent, because otherwise having a first round pick, in another team's hands, just so you could get the 26th overall pick could end up looking pretty bad. But I don't think it's horrible. How much do you think Flacco will do with the Browns? Not much, man. Flacco's old. He had a nice little run with them for a while and then kind of ran out of gas. And would look really bad with the Colts at points last year. 6 picks left. How many trades coming? I'll say one more. What will the Ravens do? Probably defense. Shador's just not going to get drafted. He's going undrafted for the entire draft. Falcons did give up a lot. Low key, I'm looking at this again. I don't know, man. They need that. They need James Pierce to work out. They really need James Pierce to work out. Yeah, never mind. That's a crazy trade. I like their idea of you know, loading up on the pass rush. And I like the trade up, but that is kind of a lot. I see why the Rams accepted it now. Will Denver pick up Chubb in free agency, Mr. String Cheese Knees? I don't really see why they would. I know Chubb will find a team. I don't know why. I don't really like the fit with the Broncos now. What's up, Pick Six? How you doing? Sanders going to be drafted as a backup, low second, early third round guy. I mean, I think he was always probably going to be drafted as a backup or like not always. I shouldn't say always, because the initial mocks that had him like going to the Browns and stuff. You know, he wouldn't have been the backup there. But no, for the last few weeks, I've been assuming he was going to be a guy that sits for at least a little while. Now it's just a matter of how long and where. So, I don't know. Cleveland is starting to make the most sense. Obviously, Giants are off the board. The Steelers don't have a second-round pick, so that's going to be tough for them to come up and get Shador. Yeah, I feel like he's going to be in Cleveland, which makes it even not dumber, not weirder, but like more unfortunate that they traded, you know, the rights to Travis Hunter basically to the Jags, because they could have had Shador and Hunter back together, and that would have at least been fun. Chubb is going to come back and be a stud. Guys, Nick Chubb is like 30 with 2 torn knees. I've been one of the biggest Nick Chubb fans ever, but Chubb is done. Nick Chubb is done. Running backs are mostly done by this age without injuries, let alone getting your knee torched several times. I hope I'm wrong, but I really don't think I'm wrong. Getting a little eepy, if you know what I'm saying. All right, Baltimore, what do we got? This has been a pretty fun first round, I will say. There have been a couple trades at least to spice it up. We did have the Giants coming back in to get a quarterback, so I do think it's funny that the Giants GM's son posted the highlight reel of Jackson Dart on his Instagram story today and then made his account private. So he definitely did tip the hand that they like Jackson Dart, and it was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. All right, here's the Ravens pick. Malachi Starks. So they will help the secondary. That makes sense. Again, I think the Ravens came in knowing that they needed to get the defense shored up a little bit because it was not their calling card last year for the first time in a long time. And getting another guy in the secondary, I think, will definitely help them out. Malachi Starks, I know, is one of the more popular prospects in this draft. I've had a lot of people message me and comment, like, asking about Malachi Starks. So I'm assuming Ravens fans are going to be pretty happy with this one. Update my names here. Good football player, says Mel Kiper. Starks. All right. Detroit on the clock. Remember last year when nobody would draft any defensive players? That was different than this. Yeah, definitely. A lot bigger focus on the defense this year. Brand your hip. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you. Hey, the Lions pick is in. They're wasting no time. Zach with 199 said, first thoughts on Genty's redraft value. I think Genty... Let me look at... I'm going to look at the running backs specifically. Look at the rankings real quick just to see where I think he'll slot in. Featured 2025. So I would put Ashton Genty as high as RB4 in redraft. I would. Saquon, Bijan, Gibbs above him. After that, I'm good with taking Ashton Genty. And if you really want him, I'm good with taking him before that. Like, I think they're going to run the ball a lot. I think positional competition is always the big thing you look at when it comes to fantasy. And again, Raheem Mostert and Sincere McCormick aren't going to be not used at all. But of all the people to have, threatening your workload, that's about as unmenacing and unassuming as it gets. So I think Genty's going to be a really good fantasy pick and a guy that I would be comfortable taking anywhere, honestly anywhere. Like, I'm not even going to say anywhere after the first however many picks. I think you could make the argument you could draft him anywhere. I bought an Eagles DeAndre Swift jersey at a flea market for $15 and it's official. I mean, that's what happens when the guy's not on the team anymore. Who do you think the Lions are taking here? Maybe the Lions take Campbell? If the Eagles end up with Campbell, I'm going to be miffed. God, I hope the Patriots get Jaden Higgins next round. That'd be dope. Hella dope. It says on the NFL app that the Lions need wide receivers. Yeah, I don't know about all that. What's your pick for Washington to take? I'd say Mike Green. I think edge is probably positionally the biggest need for them. But maybe the Lions take him. So, W response brand is why I super chat you. Love to hear it. I love when you give me money to say things and then I say things that make you happy. That's a great relationship we got here. Not a toxic one like John Cena and his fans. Lions are going to draft Ben Johnson away from the Bears. Tick-tock, Detroit. Lions take Shedeur Sanders. Kidding. Taking Shedeur Sanders and trading Jared Goff to the Browns. Imagine. Why did I just hear "you guys are crazy" in my ear? Tyleek Williams. So they are getting someone on the D-line, but not on the edge of the D-line like we might have expected. 6'2", 334. Big, meaty man coming to the Lions. Beef boy. Interesting that with them having Aleem McNeil and DJ Reader on the inside already, but I guess you're not necessarily drafting a guy to be like an A1 superstar starter right away at this point in the first round. So, okay. I didn't expect the Lions to go D-line there, but they must like the guy. And I trust Dan Campbell and his nose for absolute dogs on the defensive side of the ball. So, whatever works, I guess. Four picks left, baby. Commies on the clock. Shador and Milrow about to fight to the death. SC with the 99. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. I'm going to light Ford Field on fire. Oh, my God. Well, you're not feeling that pick as a Lions fan, Mr. Ice? Commies is wild. They're the commies. What do you mean? You think Commanders go O-line for JD's protection or get him another weapon? I'm just going to keep saying Mike Green until someone takes him. Mike Green. Commies select Ron Jeremy out of Georgia. There's no way Sanders gets picked first round. Not unless the Browns trade back in or something. I don't know. I mean, the Browns now have, what, 2 picks in the early second? Yeah, they have the first pick and the 4th pick in the second round. I imagine Shador's probably one of those picks. Or they move up slightly just so they can get into the first round and get that 5th-year option on them. Leaving after this pick, great stream, Brendan. Hey, Spider, thank you for tuning in. Anybody who's been here all night, or even if you're just tuning in, thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate you guys making this stream such a big success every year. It's a lot of fun being able to hang out, react, watch the draft with you guys. It's one of my favorite parts of the year. So thank you guys for coming. I appreciate the hell out of all of you. And be sure to keep it locked to the channel for the rest of the offseason and just the next couple days. We'll have a lot of draft reaction content. Honestly, next couple weeks, we will have a lot of post-draft stuff coming out. I'm driving to Ford Field right now, bro. How do you feel about Campbell as a Pats fan? I am very excited about Will Campbell. Very, very excited. Needed line. I'm barely awake. Same, brother. Same. I've been here all draft. Hell yeah, Brian. Let's go. Let's go. Commies pick is in. I think I'm delirious. It's officially setting in, the delirium. Someone posted. Shador Sanders is finally off the board. Round 9, pick 541 to the Guangdong Tigers. get Tyleek Williams' name up here. It's 3:20 in the morning here in Iceland, bro. That is crazy. And we've got people watching from Iceland. And if you guys are comfortable, let me know in the chat where you're watching from. Just state, country, whatever. You don't have to get specific. I ain't trying to dox anybody, but I'm curious to see, because I've had people now in this stream alone say they're from Iceland, Luxembourg, trying to remember where else, but it's been all over the place. Hello.
I'm here to read.
Huh?
I'm here to read.
Oh. I mean, some people are going to lie, but it said it's 4:20 in the UK. Got a bunch of UK, Australia, Germany. Josh Connerly Jr. is the pick for the Commanders, so they are going to get protection for Jaden Daniels. That's fair. That's fair. Keep the man clean, because he is your everything at this point, so I get it. Someone said your closet.
You can
Good
fit in it.
Good amount of Germany. That makes sense. I feel like I do get a decent amount of people saying they're from Germany. Your mom's house? Well, that's fine. 11:23 in Connecticut. It sure is. Daytona Beach, love it. Portugal, Antarctica. I don't know if I believe Antarctica. Australia. Someone put a very specific address. Saskatchewan, Oregon, Caribbean, Toledo, Western New York, Connecticut. Not how you spell Connecticut. Behind you. Yeah. Damn, you guys really are from all over the place. That is crazy. Epstein's Island. Oh, gotta get out of there. Let me out of the basement in Alaska. Armenia. Manchester, UK. Diddy's house. Couple of back-to-back Oklahomas. Florida, Virginia, Rhode Island. I love it. You guys are everywhere. Other Blue with $9.99 says, a football newbie, your channel was a gift to find. I love your Joe Burrow. Makes me laugh every time. Happy to spend my first draft on your stream. Hey, happy to have you. Glad you enjoy the Burrow character. One of the more fun ones to play, because I've kind of just made him a really cocky, but like not overly cocky, but very confident motherfucker, because I feel like that's exactly what he actually is. All right, we got 3 picks left. 3 picks left. And then you know what I'm doing? I'm going the fuck to bed. After I eat some kind of snack, probably. Someone said, who's watching the stream at the draft? Is anybody watching this? There's no shot anybody's watching this in Green Bay, right? Like, no way, like at the draft. That'd be some wild multitasking. I'd be very impressed. Tom with $5 said, Western New York now, been to 24 Bills games, always wear a Pats jersey. Got to show them what a Super Bowl MVP jersey looks like. You know, I love that. I absolutely love that. My favorite YouTuber. Thank you, Patriots. Appreciate that. Antiguas and Barbados. Love it. I got 4 different people. I got like 7 different people saying they're watching at the draft. That's crazy if so. Fuck yeah. Australia, nearly 1:30. Heading out. Thanks for the stream. No problem, Rye. Thank you for tuning in. Only got a couple picks left. Oh, the Bills are making a pick. They're not trading it to the Chiefs. What a fucking Christmas miracle. Who's the best available still? I'm losing track of who's still on the board here. Oh, the Bills are definitely not going to take an offensive player unless they take like Travion Henderson because they're worried about James Cook not agreeing to a deal, which I could see, to be honest. Or Luther Burden would be a fun one too. Who do you think the Chargers should draft second round? Well, they didn't draft an offensive player in the first, so I would say a receiver in the second. Watching from hell, Dallas. Fair enough. Dallas is hell. Won't disagree with that. You and Tom Grossi are my favorite. Tom's great. We getting a how each team did in the draft vid again, right? Of course. Of course. It'll be probably 2.5-ish weeks from now. Got a bachelor party that I will be at for 5 days starting next Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday. And that video takes a long time to make, so I'm going to do it when I get back. But I'll let things settle, you know, see the other rounds play out, kind of give it some time to breathe, and then I think it'll be fun. Albert, you're at the draft? I love that. Brett with $2 said, can't wait to see Pitts and bust to the week 15 times this season. Oh, Kyle fucking Pitts, man. People are going to buy in again because of Penix. All right, Bills, let's go. Who are we taking? This man's kicks are fire. Another Make-A-Wish. Nice. It really took the threat of letting down a Make-A-Wish kid for the Bills not to trade out of the first round to the Chiefs. Incredible. I'm kidding. Tommy.
I can't regret leaving you alone till you find your way back home.
Very hype. Maxwell Hairston is the pick. Cornerback. Fastest 40 at the combine. I did not realize that. Okay. Who did the Bills lose in the secondary? I think they lost. Didn't they lose somebody in free agency? He signed Dane Jackson. Bills free agency. Did the Chiefs just trade, or did the Eagles just trade up one pick with the Chiefs? Why? What are they building over there? Yeah, I don't know. I'm on record saying I think the Bills need to get some kind of weapon for Josh Allen, like an actual like alpha number one kind of guy. But I guess that's going to be hard to come by this late in the first round. I just feel like it's going to be a necessity to kind of make Steve Spagnuolo, who you have run into every single year, actually try to make sure he game plans to stop somebody or have somebody that is going to provide an extra level of stress on a defense versus just the committee approach that the Bills are doing. I know the committee approach worked well for Josh to have good numbers last year, and they got really far. But I think to kind of push them over the top, they still are going to need, you know, not a Stephon Diggs, but a Stephon Diggs caliber player who's maybe not a diva. But never hurts to get a guy to bolster the secondary. You know, they're going to need guys that can cover the Chiefs' good young receivers too. Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, like Chiefs are only loading up on that side of the ball more and more every year. I know I'm talking like there's only 2 teams in the AFC, but at this point, there fucking might as well be. So, not a bad pick. All right, Eagles, why did you trade up 1 pick? Because that's weirdo energy. Anyone have any clue on the playlist? The playlist, Eric, is if you search NCS on Spotify, NCS, they have a playlist called Best of NCS, the top 500 biggest songs. It's 29 hours worth of music. Because last year I got boned and picked a playlist that was copyright free but was too short and ended up auto-playing a bunch of actual music after, and then I got copyrighted to death. Bills got lots of picks this year, and they are renowned for good late picks. Yeah, they can definitely make a splash later on. Okay, so the Eagles traded 32 and 164 to the Chiefs for number 31. Why is Patrick Mahomes posting a sunglasses emoji at this hour? I like this guy's energy for the Bills. A lot of childhood pictures inside the suit jacket. That's cool. Oh. All right, Eagles. What are we doing? Oh, going to commercial. I love your videos. Your Rashee Rice crimes was amazing. That was a fun video to do. I wonder how my video's doing about Shador falling in the draft that I made like a week ago. Probably pretty good. Yeah, 1.1 mil. Yeah, that's what the doctor ordered on the old tickly talk. Kind of reminded me of the Kevin Knox Fortnite jacket. Fair. Do you believe the Tom Brady Shador connection rumors? I don't know what that means. So what spell do the Chiefs keep doing on their close rivals that allows them to take draft picks? Is it magic, or is Andy just that silver tongued? I mean, they traded back this time, so I'm not going to say them acquiring the Eagles' 164th pick matters that much, but it's a fair question. It's a fair question. I will be the last to leave your stream. I love the dedication, Brian. I love it. Oh my God, let me go to bed. I think we all feel that way. And it's not even that late here. I'm in the mountain time zone, so it's only 9:30, but I've been beat since getting back from Vegas from WrestleMania, man. I've needed some time to recover. The Eagles are going to take Campbell here, aren't they? Because they always end up with like just the low-key, one of the best defensive players in the draft. Happens every year at the back end of the first with them. I hate it. And if it doesn't happen in the back end of the first, it happens with the 9th overall pick, and they get Jalen Carter, who should have realistically been the first pick in that draft. Top 5 running backs still on the board. Henderson, Scattaboo, Bashal Tootin, my boy, Dylan Sampson, RJ Harvey. People have been saying Tom has been talking and getting involved with Shador since the beginning of his career. Coach Prime even said to the Raiders to draft Shador. No, I didn't see that. I mean, I knew a little bit about that, but like I've heard their names connected, but I didn't know kind of how deep it ran or if it runs very deep. Austin, I feel you fighting the demons to stay awake. Greg with 4.99 said, "Hey, Brand, question: how long does shooting one of your shorts take? I know videos take a long time, but never know about shorts for creators." You'll get different answers from different people because people put in different levels of time and effort into shorts. Like some people, it's just point the camera, talk, and chop it up a little bit on your phone. Mine is a little more involved. I actually prop up a camera with a mic attached, record a bunch of different parts, bring it into a video editor to edit it and add music and add graphic stuff. So a short, if a short is like a minute long or more, that'll take me all day, from like writing the script to filming it to editing it to posting it. That'll take me from 8 a.m. to like 3 or 4 p.m. If it's shorter than that, it may only take me 3 or 4 hours. And especially if it doesn't have like a lot of graphics, like the one I did of Tyreek Hill, it was a video of like Tyreek Hill every few months for some reason. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna beat the shit out of someone. And that took me like 2 hours max. So it changes. Bengals take a guy with 4.5 sacks his entire career and let Mike Green with 17 last year go. Unbelievable. Hey, they believe in the project guy rather than the guy from Marshall. But fair criticism. Of course the Eagles get Jahad Campbell, bro. I thought Jahad Campbell should have been taken in like the top 10. And of course the Eagles end up with this dude at number 31. That is utterly nauseating that Howie keeps getting away with this. He can't keep getting away with it. He's going to keep getting away with it. All right, and to wrap up the first round, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. I kind of wonder if they take Travion Henderson. That's my prediction here. Travion Henderson. Also, Shador falling out of the first completely is hilarious. I'm sorry. If the Chiefs are not going to draft the refs. Yeah, Howie Roseman needs to be jailed for the things he continues to be able to do. The Cowboys posted. Look at this meme. All the Tylers on the O-line pointing at each other like the Spider-Man meme. Gotta love it. If I could only watch one channel for the rest of my life, I'd pick you. My heart is exploding. Thank you. Bill Belichick's high school recruiting skills. I don't know. Tell your teams to draft better then? No. How about that? No. In sync, thank you for the subscription, man. Appreciate you. Where did Nick Scorton go? I just got here. Nick Scorton has not been drafted yet. Day 2 is going to be so interesting for like fantasy stuff, I feel like, because that's where so many of the running backs are going to go. That's going to be a fascinating couple of rounds. Chiefs are taking Jalen Milroe and trading Patrick Mahomes to the Guangdong Tigers. What time's the second round start tomorrow? Like 2 hours earlier than this, I think. This dude trying to do the Eagles chant in Green Bay. That's not going to go too well. He heard one person exactly give his Eagles chant back to him. Of course, the Eagles tried to trade up before to go get Campbell. Damn, Jahai Campbell just be needing all the surgeries, huh? Still worth when you're a team like the Eagles. Now, not too worried about like injury concerns when you already have everything you could ever want and you're just drafting a guy who has unbelievable talent. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But then, like, if it does work out, you're just embarrassingly more rich than you already were. It's ridiculous, man. So nice when you're just a good team. Gives you so many advantages, you know? Wonder what that's like. Let's go to bed. You think the Steelers trade TJ Watt or GP? I could see them trading Pickens. I don't think they'll trade Watt. All right, Dante. Good night, bro. Appreciate you, man. Always good having you. Dante's an OG viewer, chatter from the Twitch stream days, back when we only streamed on Twitch. I am ready for this draft to end, 'cause I am tired. Go Chiefs, make the stupid pick. Okay, Chiefs take Josh Simmons. That's not as fun as a running back, but it is probably responsible after trading some linemen away. You know, they ended up with Joe Tooney having to play tackle at the end of last year. That didn't work out so well. So getting Josh Simmons does make sense. You know, keep Patrick Mahomes upright. I guess you should keep the best quarterback in football clean and healthy and happy, blah, 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 whatever. Suck it, Chiefs. I missed the last 4 picks on the little name thingy. I still... Was it smart for the Texans to trade out of that pick, considering how badly they need a lineman? And there were only two offensive linemen taken after that? I don't know. Maxwell Hairston. Philly takes Jahal Campbell. KC. Josh Simmons. All right, folks. That's going to do it for the first round of the draft. Thank you all for tuning in. I had a great time. We will not be streaming the second and third rounds tomorrow. I am going to take tomorrow to make a video or two about the first round, because there is a lot of content to go around, especially with Shador falling out of the first round. Packers finally taking a receiver. The Cowboys have a million linemen named Tyler. Genty to the Raiders. We have a lot of fun stuff to talk about. So I'm going to be making videos tomorrow rather than streaming. But if you guys have any questions before I hop off, I'll answer a couple more before I go. So fire away. Dude, I did miss one donation. Skylar with $10 Canadian dollars said, love the videos. Thank you, Skylar. I appreciate that. Tell me good night. I can't sleep until you say it. Good night, Remington. Good night, E-Dog. Good night, everybody. Good night, Random Things. With the 32nd pick, Andy Reid selects a cheeseburger. Okay. You'll always be my favorite YouTuber, Bed Yay. Appreciate you, Patriots. Thanks for streaming. I couldn't watch the draft because I was at work, so I just listened to you all night. You're the best. Hey, Jedi, I love that. Thank you for tuning in to me, man. I'm glad I could provide what you needed out of today and out of the draft. I love to hear that. LOL at best QB in football, barely top 5 nowadays. Yeah, I mean, I know the numbers haven't quite been there. I am also on the train of we should probably start having that discussion that he doesn't just get to maintain that spot forever, indefinitely, when, you know, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are consistently putting up way better numbers than he is. Oh, can you sing to us? No. Milroe to Steelers or a damn lineman? I would love to see Milroe to the Steelers. Please help me find my dad. Foosball, thank you for the $5. Again, check the local milk store. Good night, House. You'll always be my fave YouTube goon option. Hey, yo, Lost Mexican. Hey, yo. All right, guys. I am going to hop off for the night. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate you all. This was a great time. We had over 1,000 concurrent viewers the entire time, which is insane. That many people watch me yap about the NFL and about the draft, but I appreciate you guys. I couldn't do this without your support. And by this, I mean streaming, content creation, anything. So seriously, thank you guys. Stay tuned for